And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to episode 13 of the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. So tonight, we've got a full crew. We've got the Williams brothers, Clay and Chance.
Yes, sir.
We got Wild Bill, we got Peyton, and we got myself, Kyle, on the mic. So the lineup for tonight, we're going to talk a little Major League Baseball, as always. We're going to try to finish up LSU football. Peyton got into that on the last pod and could not finish. I don't think you made it through the offense, right?
I could have still went offense, but Clay shut me off.
He got some
hot news about some walk-ons.
Yeah. You got to know. We're going to go deep.
But we may need to bump special teams to next time, right?
Okay, that's okay if that's what we have to do. We're going to do an NFC East preview, talk about them Cowgirls. I know we got a few Cowgirls fans in the audience. And finally, we're going to round it off with the Dirty Five greatest juiced MLB players.
So you know anything about sports, you know what juiced means.
That's right. We're not talking about fruit.
No. Or OJ. Sure ain't talking about Gatorade.
So, let's start off, Chance. What's been going on in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, been an eventful couple of weeks here with Major League Baseball. Leading up to the All-Star break, all the teams are really looking forward to a couple of days off, it feels like, especially the Braves. I'll get more to them in a minute. But two teams that are not looking forward to the break, and that is because they are absolutely on fire right now, is the Orioles and the Mariners. First, let's talk about the Orioles. If you know anything about the Orioles, you know that they have absolutely sucked the past
20 years.
I would say 20. They had a good year when J.J. Hardy and Chris Davis. They're probably about a decade.
Oh, no, that was like 2015.
All right, so not too long ago, but still, it's been a rough stretch, you know.
Yeah.
Had number one overall pick with Adley Rutschman and got called up now, and it's kind of sparked them. They're on a 9-game winning streak as of right now, and they're also winning as we speak. So that might move to 10 games. But that 9-game winning streak has brought them within 3.5 games out of second place in the AL East. You might wonder why I'm mentioning getting closer to second place, and that's because nobody's catching the Yankees.
Hey,
nobody's getting.
How far out are they in the wild card? Because that's what matters.
They are 2 games back of the final wild card spot.
Okay, so that's doable.
That's very doable with probably like 75 games left in the season.
Yeah, they're 44-44. This is the first time being 500 since 2017.
Yeah, so if they win tonight, they'll be over 500 for the first time in God knows how long.
So that means they even start seasons just like losing.
Absolutely. I still think back to when Chris Davis started that season, like 0 for 56 or something like that.
And he was getting paid like $30 million.
Yeah, because he is coming off an all-star year and like a 50-home-run season, you know. But it's good to see the Orioles winning. I'm not gonna lie. I love their uniforms, love the logo, love everything about how they
stadium.
Love the stadium.
One of my favorite stadiums in baseball.
Is that a hotel or is it an old warehouse?
It's an old warehouse. There's nothing in it anymall.
And they leave it there because it looks awesome. And,
the Orioles bought it.
Yeah, it adds so much character to that ballpark.
Isn't that the one where you can't actually hit the factory across the street? It's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Yeah, I think it's only possible if it's like an all-star game with home run derbies.
It's probably like 500 feet or so.
Oh, there ain't no telling.
So you need to be on the juice to hit it. So
that's right.
Yeah, I bet Rafael Palmeiro probably hit it a couple times.
Yeah, that's right.
He went there with Sammy Sosa. But it's always fun to see the Orioles win, and because they're always just looked down upon as such a bad team, and seeing them and like the Blue Jays, how they've improved over recent years, it's good to see somebody besides the Yankees and Red Sox just doing well.
And then there's the Rays.
And then there's the Rays.
Find ways to win.
They just win ball games, even though their roster sucks 9 times out of 10. They figure out what to do, and it's impressive. It really is.
Analytics
Oh, they're the king of analytics.
The number one rule in baseball is if the Rays call and offer a trade to you, you don't trade that person. Because if the Rays want them, they see something.
Mm-hmm.
So
how's Wander doing?
I'm not
hurt.
sure about Wander.
He's out 5 to 8 weeks.
Oh, what happened to him?
I forget, but he's out for a while.
He started off like a house on fire, though.
Yeah, he started off really strong, but even without him, does it matter? They're going to just plug somebody in. They're going to do well somehow.
Well, they've got probably the best pitcher in baseball, Shane
McClanahan. Yeah. And you said that he was been around a while. He's really not. He's actually really young. Last podcast, you said that. He's relatively young.
He's like 24, yeah. I said that?
Yeah, you said he'd been around a while. It was kind of like a shock. And I was sitting in the truck. I was like, oh, that's not correct. But, he's relatively young, and he's got a bright, bright, bright future with them.
The Orioles made the playoffs in 2016, wild card.
So was that the J.J. Hardy year?
I think J.J. Hardy. I think that was a little bit later.
Was that when what's his name managing for him?
Buck Showalter.
Yeah, Buck Showalter.
Probably.
Who's now
they won the division in 2014.
That was the J.J. Hardy.
And then they made it
played with the Brewers
well.
and then signed a big deal with them.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next team that's doing really well is the Seattle Mariners. And if you pay attention to any type of news or sporting news, a couple weeks ago, not only Julio Rodriguez, but a couple weeks ago, they got in one of the best brawls I've seen in probably about 5 or 6 years with the Angels. And since then, the Mariners have gone 12-2 since that brawl. And the Angels actually have gone 2-12 since then.
It's funny how an emotional trigger will actually jumpstart a.
It's kind of like Jesse Winker, the guy they got thrown at. He kind of realized we need a spark, so I'm an active idiot. And,
did anybody catch hands from Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani?
No, Shohei and his
he's probably a big.
What's they call it? His translator got suspended.
Nice.
But Shohei did not.
He was just kind of skirting around.
Yeah,
I saw a video. He
AK,
like he was gonna go in, but he didn't.
I know AK's not listening, but you got a crew with you. You let them do it.
Let them handle
Shohei
it.
lets his translator do it. So.
Yeah, Shohei was in the back, kind of shoving his own teammates forward.
So what happens with that? Do you bring a backup translator in? I mean, how does that go?
There's a lot of people speak Japanese and English.
I mean, we call the side of there with the backup.
Suck it up. Please figure it out. Your fault.
I've got a cousin who speaks Japanese and English. I need to call her up and be like, the Angels need you.
Yeah.
It's time to go, Bobby.
Getting the call to the show.
Speaking of big leads for divisions, right, Bill?
Yeah, these surging Mariners, they're still 11.5 back.
Yeah. Okay. I had that written down. I was like,
that division ended in what, March?
Oh, and this so Ohtani just took the mound against the Astros in Anaheim, and this just in, Mike Trout has back spasms.
Yeah.
Really?
Go figure.
They're 20 games back, so I guess he's done, right?
He's mailing it in.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't realize this till today, but the Angels actually play the Braves right after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So I'll get to see Shohei and Mike Trout play against the Braves, which would be pretty cool.
Or if they want to skip that series, that'd be cool.
I'm not scared of Shohei.
I
hope to God he pitches against the Braves.
I would love for both of them just to not play, though.
Well, I would too, but I want Shohei to go out there and pitch
Trout
so we can
will
absolutely drum him. Because I think he's overrated personally. So, yeah.
He's been hot lately, too.
We need to do an overrated Dirty Five, because I got some names on there, man, that people are just
Shohei overrated?
How's he overrated?
There's too much hype for him for a man that's done it for 1 year.
He's
done it for 1 year.
We're going on year 2 now.
Yeah, and
he's still doing it.
His batting's not near as good as it was last year.
This is pretty good, though.
His pitching's above average.
He's batting 255.
And he's
255.
He's not the best designated hitter.
19 homers.
We know that.
We know he's not the best designated hitter. He still made the All-Star team.
19 homers.
He's on track for. He made an All-Star team at 2 positions.
Yeah. I mean,
Clay,
how was he overrated?
One of those was
the pitcher. The MLB chose it. The players didn't pick it.
Yeah, his own peers didn't even vote him into the All-Star game. The MLB put him
for pitching.
For pitching.
Yeah.
And he got voted in by the fans for
but it's not like he's
but
not
doing
which was a
Asian
sham.
block voting, though, right?
I don't think Asians block vote very well.
I don't know what that is.
So you're saying player voting, that's important. That counts, right?
Absolutely. It's about how well respected you are.
I can't wait for the next
His
podcast
ERA is less than 3, though.
I saw the players in the NFL not vote Lamar Jackson in the top 10. So I'm just glad we got that off our chest there. But
Speaking of that, Colin put out a video today. It was Lamar is not a top 10.
That's right. I did see that too.
I saw that. I thought about that.
People lie to themselves.
Man, we might have to change the lineup and like go to an NFL quarterback debate. Clay is feeling spicy over here.
Just wait. Let's not go off the rails. Back to the Mariners. Yeah, like Bill
Is Josh
said,
Allen overrated?
Absolutely not. Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL. Okay, he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
So is Brady.
No, I say Brady would beat him in a Super Bowl because of the experience he has.
Allen's better than Mahomes?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Hey, before we get into a Josh Allen makeout session here, can we get back?
Yeah, let me compliment your
Let's
Astros.
get back to baseball.
Let me compliment your Astros real quick, Bill. They do own the third wild card spot, and they are, like he said, 11.5 games out of first place in the AL West, which has been clinched for over a month. But still, it's good to see them winning. They almost made the playoffs last year for the first time in probably 20 years or something like that, and they fell short on the very last day of the season.
Yeah.
But
one of the most electric players in baseball, J-Rod.
Julio Rodriguez has lived up to every bit of the hype that he was given. He was like number 2 or number 3 prospect in America coming into this season, and they played him from day one. Him and Adley Rutschman,
and then you have Bobby Witt Jr. too.
And Bobby Witt Jr. And if you look at those three, Julio Rodriguez has done everything, man.
I mean, he's
batting like
all-star.
280, I think.
He's batting 274 right now.
Yeah. With how many home runs? Like 16, 17?
15. He's going to be in the Derby.
Yeah, he's participating in the home run.
He's got a 3.5 WAR.
Major League Baseball, that's impressive.
Yeah, for a rookie.
that is nuts because 7 WAR your rookie year
as the best player on your team.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But Major League Baseball overall has a lot of young talent right now.
Yes, it's such a good time for baseball. And that's why he's playing every day in center field.
Yeah,
the hardest position on your body to play. I mean, it's insane that he's doing this at such a young age.
And the thing about
quickly.
all the young guys that are coming up, they're all exciting. It's not
Jazz.
It's not the old school type players. Like it's a bunch of guys that play like the Braves play, honestly.
Less Freddie, more Ronald.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to help get baseball back into the
limelight.
Got to. Yeah.
And that's why you don't see pitchers throwing at batters anymore, really, either
unless
for
it's
like pimping home runs, unless it's Ronnie,
because
he's just the best to walk the face of the earth right now, besides Mike Trout. But still, it's a sign that they even notice like we kind of need this.
And look, pop culture since the '80s has been hip hop culture.
Yeah.
And baseball ain't hip hop.
No.
So
I mean,
we need a little more hip hop. Well, it was.
Ken Griffey was
it
so
has
far
phases.
ahead of his time.
It had phases.
But if Ken Griffey couldn't keep it in the game, like
that's right.
When will it?
Yeah.
But I think with the talent that's going now, and that's kind of what got me back into baseball. I mean,
it's fun to watch.
I went probably 5 years where I really didn't care. Like I was a Red Sox guy. I would just watch them in the playoffs pretty much because that's the team I'd grown up with. But that Braves young core in like 2018 with Ronnie and Dansby and Ozzie, that made me become a Braves fan and become a baseball fan again.
They play the game like it's supposed to be played. They play it as children out there.
Yeah.
You can tell it's like they are
fun.
out there on the Little League field, just having the time of their lives.
And when we got to go and do the like early tour and everything at the Braves game, and you see Ozzie before the game just like having fun and doing drills and everything, but he's acting like he's a kid playing the game he loves. It's not for the money or nothing. It's just.
And I think in a way, I think he is. I think he just, I think sometimes if you're a professional athlete, you can be in Never Never Land. Yeah. You can just not grow up. And I think that's probably the coolest thing about sports. Not necessarily the money, just that you can just keep being a
childhood,
kid.
Yeah. But moving on from the Mariners before we start talking about the Braves more, something insane happened today with the Blue Jays, in my opinion. They fired Charlie Montoya. And
Tech guy.
Yeah, legendary Tech baseball player. But, like, they're 46 and 42. They're 1.5 games out of second in the AL East behind the Yankees. And they own a wild card spot. Why would you fire your manager? Yes, I know they're supposed to take, like, a huge step this year with all their young talent and all that stuff.
Yeah, they got rid of their slugger, though.
Who'd they get rid of?
Wasn't the guy that he's in Texas now? He's like the
Marcus Semien. Yeah, they got rid of him and then replaced him with Matt Chapman from the A's.
Did Semien play third? Or did he play second?
He played second, but Chapman's been playing second too.
Oh, he has?
He's been playing everywhere, man.
Does Biggio play still?
Biggio ain't really
Caravan.
playing. But
still,
George Springer's in center.
and
Vladdy
they got
Jr.
Alejandro Kirk.
They got the best catcher in baseball
Yeah.
right now.
But
and
before
another
the
good pitcher in Alex
season,
Manoah.
Yeah, before the season, all you heard about in the AL was it's the White Sox and Blue Jays about to take off and take control for the next couple years. Neither of them are really playing well this year.
White Sox have a ton of young talent, but they just haven't put it together yet.
They paired it with an old coach, which just makes no sense, man.
He has Alzheimer's.
He's
You
got
saw
something.
he did another.
He intentionally walked Jose Ramirez 0-1 count today, or yesterday, whenever that was. But I'm worried about the White Sox. They're going to fire Tony La Russa. They got to at the end of the season.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna last through the season.
Well, they're going to fire him eventually. I'm worried Ron Washington's going to go up there.
Why?
Because he's a player's coach, player's manager. He already talked about leaving last year to go somewhere to be a manager
I think
again.
if he didn't go to Oakland, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't know. If they came calling, they have a good young core. He'll have Tim Anderson to go out there and play catch with every day. You know, Jan
It
Makata.
might be too cold up there, man.
Yeah, but
He might start smoking again.
Ron's an old guy still. Ron's an old guy, but he has. I mean, he fits with the new guys too. But if you're the White Sox, why would you want to leave Tony La Russa and go probably just as old Ron Washington?
But they're different styles. You know, Ron's adapted to the new age and the young game.
Well, yeah, but that's him as a third base coach. If he's a head coach, I mean,
yeah, it might be different.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something I worry about.
Has he
'cause I
ever
don't want
been a
him to
head
leave.
coach in the league?
Ron Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the Rangers.
Okay.
Those
yeah,
2
right.
years
They were
was
going to the World
Rangers.
Series. Yeah.
That's why everybody, like last year, everybody was excited for Snicker, excited for Freddie Freeman. The rest of baseball was super excited for Ron Washington. Bless you, Peyton. I'm glad
Is that
I'm
our
the only
first
person-
sneeze of the podcast?
That is the first
Yeah.
sneeze. Look at that. Not just my coughing and clearing my throat. Look at there. But, weird firing by the Blue Jays to me. I don't get it. I know they've kind of underachieved, but he still has them above water.
And also the American League East, every team, it's the only division in baseball that every team is 500 or above.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Everybody else is,
that's
you've got
so weird.
horrible teams in it.
Yeah, you don't see that because they have to play each other so many times during the season, that you don't see that happen. But
Did they have a guy that they're in mind?
I doubt it.
Who, the Blue
Jeff
Jays?
Jeff Passan.
You fire somebody
hinted-
this time of the year, you got to have somebody in mind.
Yeah.
And Jeff
That's what I'm
Passan, ESPN's baseball insider, legendary guy. I love his stuff. He hinted at like some internal issues and like leadership issues with Montoya, which would happen with this is his first managerial job, and there's a language barrier there, probably a little bit, not much, but it's weird to me that they've done this like this early in the season, especially when they're winning. But anyways, that's enough on Charlie Montoya and the American League, honestly. Let's talk about the Braves real quick, then we'll move on. The Braves had a big series with the Mets the past 3 days, and they finished going 1-2 in those 3 games, and they're still now 2.5 games back of the Mets. But
Pitiful series.
It was pitiful. It was feeble. It was. I wouldn't say it's alarming. It was more alarming to Clay. Clay kind of has been spazzing out the past couple of days, like, oh my God, we look horrible. Our at-bats have been terrible. They were. But let's be honest. Our offense has been red hot for well over a month.
It's got to cool off.
It's baseball. It's going to happen. We played a lot of games in a lot of days. We're tired. All-Star break's coming. It's going to happen. Yes, our pitching let us down a little bit with our starting rotation, with Max Fried only going 5 the other day, Charlie Morton crapping his pants this morning. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's baseball. It levels itself out. I'm not worried. We still are in first place for the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried, but in the biggest series of the season so far, and
we didn't show up
to get some momentum going into All-Star break or going into an easy series before the All-Star break. I would really like to have at least looked competitive. But when you have your 3 pitchers who are probably your 3 best this season, besides Kyle Wright, he didn't pitch. But, I mean, three still really good pitchers.
Kyle Wright could have been an all-star. Okay.
I mean, he still might be because Max needs to go on the IL. But whenever you have 3 pitchers that are out there and they are really just pitiful for 5 innings, and they only go 5 because our bullpen is freaking dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then you see Scherzer go out there and dominate. You see freaking, who's the guy that pitched today? David Peterson? No, Chris Bassett. Dominate. David Peterson yesterday went like 7.
Yeah.
And they're going to add DeGrom. Like, what is this going to do in August when we have to go to New York and play them 5 games
Mets
in 4 days?
We got to hope that the Mets are going to Mets, but I don't think they are. I think the Mets are legit this year.
I mean, when they come up to the plate and they're just making our pitch count go up and up and up. While the Braves go out there and 9 pitches, we're in the dugout again.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to adjust your game.
The Braves' offense, though, we are at our best whenever we're aggressive.
Yeah, but there's times where you don't have to be aggressive.
But you don't want to get away from your identity.
Whenever you're through the lineup and you haven't put a ball in play, you need to try to switch something up.
Yeah, but
whenever
they're not going to change that.
We're in the 4th inning and Scherzer has 30 pitches. Let's try a little something different. Make him throw pitches. We don't want Scherzer going 9.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not panicking.
I'm not panicking, but it's a pitiful series.
We saw it last year. We just got to get in the playoffs. That's all.
We're in a way better
position. I don't want a wild card.
I don't want a wild card either, but as long as we get a wild card, we still have a poacher's chance.
1 game sucks.
You wouldn't take Max Fried against anybody else in the major leagues?
I mean, who's that 1 game?
It'd be somebody like the Cardinals or the Brewers.
Crap, we've played the Cardinals in a winner take home before. What happened?
Well, that was Mike Fulton Edison while he was cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
And that happens.
It's superpowers.
Dude,
all it takes is 1 game for Fried to go out there like he did Monday night. He's not on his A game. Boom.
We've seen Fried be great whenever the time was needed to be great. So
I would much rather us win the division. I know that.
Well, I would too, but
we've still got Soroka.
Soroka's going to come back hopefully after the All-Star break.
But what's he going to do?
What's he going to be like?
We don't know.
And
we don't know.
Who's he going to replace?
I think he's going to replace Strider.
I don't think there's no chance they take Strider out of that rotation.
I don't care how much they have said they're not worried about his pitch count. I call bull crap. Every organization worries about a rookie's pitch count, and he has thrown I know he has over 100 strikeouts. He's got to be close to 70 or 80 innings right now.
And I think over the past 3 years, he'd only thrown 60 innings.
Exactly. He threw a lot last year because he pitched in all the different organizations last year for us, all the levels. They're going to be worried about that. I see him becoming a setup man reliever.
That's what he needs to be.
Which is what he's going to be, I think, in the long run anyway, unless he develops that changeup that he has, and he has shown that he has one, but he doesn't throw it all the time. Yes, his fastball slider combination
he doesn't go
to
it for strike 3.
No, he doesn't. And
yeah, he need that.
If he would even the second time through the lineup, just throw that over. It's just like I dare you to swing this changeup right down the middle. He'd get so many rollover ground outs, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm
over here saying this as a fan. I mean, we got Rick Kranitz, our pitching coach. He knows this too. So undoubtedly the changeup ain't there.
I think last night his pitch chart was it was 77% fastball, 20% slider, and then 3% changeup.
He probably threw 2 changeup.
Yeah. He's gonna have to work on that 3rd pitch because at some point, the scouting report is probably out by now.
Yeah, you can't go.
The league is gonna learn him.
Exactly, you can't go hard.
Pitchers are just like batters.
Yeah,
you have to adapt.
I wouldn't be shocked if Ian Anderson's the one that gets switched up.
He needs to find himself again. I don't know what the deal is. It's kind of like what Kyle just said. People have got a scout report out and they figure it out. Maybe that deceptive delivery is not really deceptive no more.
Yeah,
I don't know. He was really effective last year in year 2 with it, but I don't know. They got to figure something out though.
I wouldn't mind him going down to AAA for a month or so and trying to figure it out. And let Strider. I mean, Strider's not struggling. He's
not struggling at all.
It's just after
he puts your bullpen in a bad situation.
After the 5th inning, every time he's out there, he's probably done.
Yeah,
he can go 6 sometimes, but if he goes 6, it's going to be well over 100 pitches, and that's what you don't need.
He's going to throw about 20 pitches and in.
Yeah, and if you have that every 5th day, and if one of your 4 other guys go out there and have a bad game, which with Morton and Anderson, it's likely. I mean, your bullpen's not looking good.
He doesn't pitch to contact, And I heard Luke Jackson talking about that on the 755 is Real podcast with David O'Brien and Eric O'Flaherty. He's like, he doesn't pitch to contact.
Name for that shout out.
I did. I loved it. I met David O'Brien and told him how much I love the podcast. So I respect them. It's a fantastic Braves podcast. Do a lot of good stuff. But they had Luke Jackson on the other day, and he was talking about Strider and how he is a strikeout pitcher, but he is going to continue struggling with that pitch count until he learns to pitch to contact when needed. And like Max Fried has learned to do that. And that's why Max is going 6 and 7 innings now. And that's why Strider is struggling to get over that hump of that 5th inning because he's throwing 15 or 20 pitches an inning. So
yeah,
he'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. And dude, he's. They say his routine every day that he takes and his preparation is on another level.
And guys, we're fussing about like 2 super young guys.
Yeah,
playing their out of their minds, and yeah.
I mean,
it's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah, we are. If this is our main problems right now as an organization,
yeah, we're in good
hands. We are blessed.
The biggest problems right now is who do you have? Who do you take out of the starting rotation when you bring back a guy that was an all-star, and who do you take out of the bullpen whenever you add a guy that
legendary Kirby Yates?
Yeah, I mean, that's our biggest problems pretty much. And can we?
And I do think offensively that you do need in football you can't just throw the rock all the time. Sometimes you got to tote it. And I think in baseball it's the same way. I personally I would like to see the Braves play some small ball from time to time. Yeah. I mean, it can't always be gorilla ball.
And we have 0 sacrifice bunts this year, which ain't saying much.
I don't want sacrifice bunts.
Well, I do in the extra inning games when our Michael Harris is up. And we have no outs and runner on second.
Sack
and
bunts
we need one run
have
to win
a place in the game for sure. And I don't know. Like last year especially, I got so tired of the massive shifts and nobody going oppo. Mm-hmm. Jock Peterson comes to mind. He had the entire team on the right side of the field and he was still trying to rake.
Nah, he put it in chop house. It'd be all right.
He did, and he did.
And
he's doing it this year too.
One positive from the series, Eddie Rosario.
Yes, I was
looked really freaking good.
Eddie Rosario is back from his laser eye surgery. He is looking phenomenal right now.
A great thing about that
3 for 4 today or something like that. Yeah. 3 for 3.
It's not like obviously your eyesight is important, but it's not like a knee or something shoulder, elbow that has to you got to get back into the muscle.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like he restored a weapon. Yeah. One of the doubles got changed to a single. It was really a double. He hit the same place.
He hit it off the freaking wall.
Yeah. So that's a positive sign going forward.
And Robbie Cano, he's a Brave
Robinson
now.
Cano is
Speaking of juice players,
I'm gonna mention him later. So
he's on your juice list.
He is on my juice list.
Really?
I got a feeling y'all's juice list is gonna look a lot younger than mine. And definitely Bill's.
Say it is. That's it for MLB. We'll talk more about them
in the Dirty Five.
Yeah, in the Dirty Five for sure. What's up next?
Peyton, LSU Football. Where do you want to pick up?
Who's kicking for us?
We sound like a 5-star kicker.
Cade York's a Brown, right?
A drafted.
4th round Brown, yes. And going to be very highly missed, actually. I mean, he's the best kicker ever come through that campus.
Since Colby David.
He's the best kicker that's came through LSU, no doubt. I mean,
that has been nice over the years to always have a good kicking game.
I mean, he was a freshman in that 2019.
I mean, think about Bama and all their kicking.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kicking woes,
I
mean, how do they not get a kicker?
I don't know.
Because Saban won't give him a scholarship. He didn't start giving kicker scholarship until like 4 or 5 years ago.
If he got burned 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but think about Cade York. He's a freshman on that 2019 team. And he made kick after kick. That Texas game, Stones. He stepped up. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to have him.
So, the kickers, they got a couple freshmen there that are kind of fighting it out.
Don't we have a guy that's just a kickoff guy?
Yeah.
That was Avery Atkins.
Avery Atkins.
Yeah.
But he's gone now. That was last year was his last year. That's all he did. Had a big leg. And he kicked it out of the end zone 9% of the time.
Yeah. What's he doing now? Selling insurance?
Yeah, probably. I know he went to try out for an NFL team because he
could be a kick.
Well, he punted last year. He started punting last year.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get ready for
pulling
the
a
NFL.
McAfee.
But I don't know. I don't know if he ever made a roster or not. I know he had a team at college.
Probably tried out for the Falcons or some crap. No,
That's right. Yeah. Now they had Nathan Dibert Dearbert, I think is how you pronounce his name. Last name. He's from Michigan. He was a highly ranked kicker coming out of high school.
I knew we got somebody.
Yeah, and then I had a kid from California too. That was the class before. That was a highly ranked kicker. So they're supposed to be battling out. At that, Peyton Todd at Western Road, the punter.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
You know, he's a sophomore going in this year, and I thought this was going to be his show, but Polian, special team coach / recruit coordinator, he brought in the Notre Dame punter with him. He transferred. So.
And East Carolina's long snapper came, I think,
That's
right?
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I mean, we're long snapper you.
We really are, especially if your last name's Ferguson.
You had Ferguson the 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then the kid...
I mean, they're two of the best in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And there was a third one, I want to say, still in high school.
No, so...
Or did he go to Georgia?
No, so they had a third one, but he wasn't a Ferguson. He came from the same high school as the Fergusons.
That's what it was.
Signed with LSU, and I don't even think he's on the roster anymore. He was there a year, and I think he had some off-field.
He fell in love with the ladies.
South Louisiana, they do have a few down there. Yeah. So he's not there, so that's why they brought the East Carolina kid in, along with that offensive lineman.
Oh, Avery Atkins was at the Saints rookie camp.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
I didn't realize it was the Saints one, but I don't really know where he's going to fit in.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't make it
Gilligan or whatever his name is.
Gilligan, that can,
he booted it last year.
Yeah,
and Will Lutz is back, which
is huge. So yeah, there's going to be some difference in special teams for sure. Our kickoff returner, punt returner. That's kind of a coin flip. I've heard
We've got like 9 receivers.
So
exactly. I mean, I've heard Neighbors. I mean, you could put Butte if you want to. I doubt they will.
He can do punts.
Yeah.
See, I like having a guy that's an actual real player.
I want a real, Landon Adieta, the freshman. I don't know if y'all know him.
Never heard of him.
White guy, white fella. Sorry. He was our only receiver that was in this last class.
He had a white fella T-shirt,
and he's like a track stud. He's like 5'9", can just fly.
From Louisiana.
Yeah, New Iberia.
Not bad for a white fella.
So, I mean, matter of fact, he decommitted from Miami and switched to us right at the last second. So he's kind of been rumored to possibly be, but I'm like you. I'd rather give me a Neighbors, give me a Butte, sure-handed in the punts. Can't return.
You ain't done those 9 times out of 10.
And they're not going to return them out anymore either. But I don't mind. But a punt, I want to, because that changes.
You need a playmaker there.
You muff a punt.
Yeah, we've seen Tyron, Odell,
exactly.
Stingley.
There's been so many back there. So I hope they put somebody like that back there.
Sure.
Defense. I don't know where we want to start
on
this.
Let's start the line.
Start D-line with Mason Smith.
I think the best defensive end tandem in the country possible.
Ooh.
Is Smith going to play D-end?
No, he's tackle.
They moved him to tackle. Good.
Yeah.
So I know last year he wanted to play D-end and chase that money.
And he might.
He wanted to chase that money out there.
You got B.J. Ojolari, who's going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And you got Allie Gay, who was actually...
He's been a mainstay.
And people really kind of forgot about him last year. Kind of nicked up. I mean, he was a lot of projected mock first-round draft picks going into last year. Had some injuries, knocked him out some, but... Those two on the end, I don't think there's going to be a better tandem in college football. I mean, those are two studs. They had about 9.5 sacks together last year. And they're experienced, man. And I saw Allie Gay video when he stepped in the team. I mean, he was freaking.
Yeah.
Now I don't know who's on the other side of Will Anderson at Bama. That might be a better tandem. Because Will makes it up for all of it.
The freshman that was going off last year in the playoffs for him.
I know what you're talking about.
Shoot, number 15, I think was the number.
Yeah, Will Anderson's insane. He's going to be number 1 pick.
But they don't put their. I mean, that's different. They don't put their hands in. I mean, they're not playing fourth round.
No, he's stand up.
They're stand up. So, but the defensive line, I mean, could possibly one of the best units in the country.
You got Jacqueline Roy coming back too.
Coach Kellen Roy. You got Hillary.
Got this Wingo dude
from Wingo from Missouri, who was on all SEC freshman last year.
He followed Steeples down here because Steeples is his head coach in high school.
I'm
glad y'all gave him a shout out too, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Steeples is going to be special.
Steeples special, man. Yeah.
Have you ever heard him talk?
Yes.
Dude.
He was on Colada's show the other day and phenomenal speaker.
Dude, he's going to be a head coach one day. He's awesome.
Absolutely.
So what are we going to be running?
They went back to a 4-3.
They're going back to a 4-3, but they did say that they're going to do because they got BJ standing up some too. They got him coming out.
Did Mason Smith get kicked off the team?
He's not on the roster.
So he's not.
I don't know why.
Probably because the number 0, maybe.
Maybe, but he's not on the roster. It blows my mind too. But he's not. He's on the roster. He's a freak.
They can't kick him off.
You get Guillory, you got Roy, and you got Mason Smith and Malik Wingo. I mean, that's 4 guys at D tackle that are going to be just. I mean, they're going to be hard to stop with the ends you got coming in. Now you got 2 freshmen that are. Well, I say 2 freshmen. One, he didn't play any last year. Savion Jones, who was really highly coming out of high school. I think he got a little size on him now, so I think he's going to be ready this year. And Wiggins, the one that was
from Madison Prep.
That's right.
Quincy
been playing ball for 2 years.
Yeah.
He was a basketball player, and all of a sudden he went out for trial, and it was between us and Alabama. I think, and we were so happy to keep him.
6'5", 280.
6'5", 280, and he's just.
He was like our highest rated Louisiana guy besides Will Campbell. I think.
That's right, he was, and Walker Howard.
Yeah,
besides
Walker
him too.
Howard,
He's going to be something. I think. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get this year, but he's the future for sure. After BJ and Alligay leave,
feels weird not seeing Glenn Logan's name on here.
Well, see, and that's what, it's crazy because like you think Neil Farrell, Glenn Logan. Okay,
God, they've been playing forever.
Bro, they had 105 games combined.
I believe it.
Like, and you lost 2 dudes like that, and you're like, the D-line's gonna be better.
It's crazy because they were so consistent too.
And Glenn Logan never got the attention I thought he deserved. He
tried to with that green hair.
He did. He tried.
He'll make a roster. I think
he's gonna make an NFL roster. He'll be one of those guys. No,
he didn't. No, he had to have gotten drafted.
He got drafted. Neil Farrell did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Logan's gonna be that guy 8 years later. You watching Monday Night
He's gonna
Football. He's still in the league. He's
gonna be
like
Al Woods.
Or Al Woods.
Al Woods played like 13 years.
He's still
exactly. And Al still playing.
Colts maybe.
No, Jaguars maybe. He was
with the Colts and the Chargers for a long time.
Seattle.
Okay, yeah.
I just remember I remember watching him play. Crap, I think Charles was there maybe. Back in Charles Scott.
It was right there. Right
yes, it was because I remember when I was at a game and I was right behind me. I looked back and because Al Woods was 97 at LSU. Nothing but T-shirts. All had 97, and I was like, that's his family, And he never really played a lot at LSU.
He might have been drafted late.
He was.
The dude's still playing.
You know he was drafted by, don't you?
Saints?
Yeah,
of course he was.
And we let him go, and he's been in the NFL for 13 years later.
Drafted.
Yeah, because I remember when they drafted him, I was like, finally, there we go. We let him go, and he's been a Pro Bowler.
Oh yeah,
he's been
Tennessee.
Really good.
I mean, but no, they
must not have been the prototype.
He was an LSU boy. That's why the Saints didn't want him. Jamar Cain, the defensive line coach, man. There's so much good you can say about him. I don't know if y'all know this story. He was at Oklahoma, went to USC with Lincoln Riley, and Brian Kelly called him and he told Lincoln, "I'm going to Baton Rouge, man." I mean, he was the only coach Lincoln took with him to USC, and then he turned best recruiter they say in the country. They say he is one. And look at the recruiting class in the last week. I mean, he's got 4 defensive linemen in the last week from all over the country.
The recruitment process is something I would like to see more of as a fan.
Well,
I would like to see that.
I want to see
we interview Kelton Moss and Devontae Mosey. I'm going to ask him about that. I'm curious.
Me too. I would
wonder
love
how much
to know.
they can say though.
But I guess they can now. I mean,
they can probably say more than they could in the past.
That's right. But I was listening to Jordan Carter's show this morning. Actually, he had Kerry Cooks, the safeties coach, on, and they asked because he's been at Notre Dame, he's been at Oklahoma, he's been at Texas Tech, and they asked him. They was like, "Man, how is it recruiting for LSU?" He said,
"It should be a lot easier."
That's what he said. He said, "I never understood the value of those 3 letters on the chest." Yeah. He said, when I walk in a room, he said, other coaches in the SEC tell me, you realize how good of a job you got right now? Like, you're
the defensive backs coach said?
Yeah.
I mean
just that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think about being a high school kid and walking onto the sidelines of Death Valley when they're playing, Alabama
Especially
or whoever.
if you're from Louisiana.
That's rocking. I mean, man, I don't care where you're from. That's like a baptism.
It is. I mean, Kerry was like, "Look, I've been at Oklahoma. I've been at Notre Dame. I've had the logo.
There is no environment in any sport like Death Valley.
No. On Saturday night?
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
Maybe Cameron Indoor Stadium for Duke basketball. That's the only one, maybe. And that's a homer thing.
Does it? I've never done that. Does it rock you like in turn? Like
I've never been there.
I feel like I get palpitations when Death Valley is rocking. You feel it in your chest.
I mean, Cameron Indoor's only got like 7,000, maybe 6,000 people.
102,000.
Yeah, you can't get in there hardly, and.
That's what Kerry was saying. He said, "I've never experienced Saturday night in Death Valley."
Yeah.
He said, "I can't wait."
And that's how all them guys are going to be.
Yeah,
that's coaching for us now.
None of them have ever experienced that.
My wife cares none about sports, college football, whatever. But when I took her to the LSU game, she was like, "Wow!"
And they play Colin Baton Rouge. I'm getting chills.
Oh, me too. Me too, man.
I'm getting chills thinking about it.
I've never been to a
crazy man.
He's
never been to a game.
Oh my god!
Chance has been like 3 times. Never took me. Yeah.
Oh wow!
I was always taking, man. I can't help that.
Man, I go.
Well, I was there when Jacob.
I go every year, man.
And then went for it like 4 times.
Yes, I was there.
Oh,
against Florida?
Yeah, dude, it was.
I
amazing.
I watched them play Florida with Mettenberger, OBJ, and Jarvis Landry, and them, and Jeremy Hill. That was a freaking.
I could do a dirty 5 of my best LSU games that I've been to.
Yeah.
And
I watched them the championship year when they played Arkansas.
I watched them. I watched
that was fun.
Stafford, AJ Green, and Noshawn Marino come in and beat them.
Really?
Yeah, Georgia. That's the only LSU game
I've
been to
that
they
game.
lost.
I was at that game with Florida came in with Tebow, and the students got his cell number that week.
Was that the T-Blow dance? Yeah.
And that atmosphere was, and that was a day game.
And you're talking about like
CBS,
day game, night games.
CBS could.
It's a whole nother. And that's what I was about to say.
I can do a 35 and
I've been to a night game. It is 2 completely
different stadiums.
Get them Cajuns drunk all day.
Yeah.
Son, it is
when that sun goes down the Mississippi Riverside.
It also matters who they're playing because I mean I've been in there for 2 Tech LSU games, and it's not the same. It was Saturday night, but it was not the same.
Because they're not worried about it.
No,
they're not.
The party outside's better.
If it's an SEC game on Saturday night,
and if they're winning,
I went to a homecoming game at LSU a few years back. I don't even know who they were playing. I didn't go inside. I was partying outside.
Yeah, I mean, dude, no, it's not.
True story.
Well, it's gotten to the point now. I mean, if it's if they're playing a 1AA team or what we're calling that.
Southern or anything like that, yeah.
Whatever they are now.
FCS.
They don't even know what they are either.
I mean, the crowd doesn't even come in.
No,
I mean, it's just
they stay outside the tailgate.
It's just
and it's so cool. You see it on college game day, especially if they're there for when LSU plays like Florida. They have people like cooking the gators and stuff like that.
Yes.
I went to that Florida game. There's whole gators on these freaking rotisserie things. They're cooking them. And then hogs when they played Arkansas.
I tell people, if you don't have a ticket, just drive down there and walk around the tailgate.
Dude, you'll get fed. You don't have to bring food.
Fed. That's right. They're going to feed you. They're going. It doesn't matter.
Just make sure you're wearing the right colors. Yeah. Because Ty went down there one year and they were playing Arkansas, and he had just gotten off of work, and I think he's working like counterculture or something. He had on a red T-shirt, and they were like, Tiger bait, and he was like, yeah, Tiger bait. And he looked, oh, they're talking about me.
It's all real. Everything they say on TV about Death Valley, it's all real, man.
I mean, you hear Scott Van Pelt, you hear all those type guys. I mean, they just talk about
Big Cat and PFT from Barstool Sports. That's their favorite university, and neither one of them went there or from the area.
Dude,
they love it.
I was at that A&M game when Burrow ran out with that jersey, and it said Burrow. Bro, that stadium, I don't know if I've ever felt it like that.
I remember I yelled at the TV.
Right now, man. Oh my gosh,
we got to take some dirty boot trips.
Dude,
you got to go to LSU.
LSU game, a Saints game.
We got to take
Pelicans Warriors next year.
Absolutely, man. I'm always down for a ball game trip. I go all the time, so I just let me know.
Yeah, we always talked about going when Charles played, but we just never
got around to it.
Went a lot to them. Yeah, I've man.
We gotta get you down there because it's insane. We gotta get you to a game that matters.
And when they added that the upper deck on the south end zone, it just made it worse because the sound don't go nowhere now.
Yeah, I don't know the last college football game I've been to that wasn't Kilgore.
UTEP. You went to UTEP.
UTEP at ULM and Southern Miss. Okay, yeah.
From Tech
it's different. It's better than the Dome in New Orleans, and
it is.
Granted, crazy. I haven't been there when the Dome's rocking.
No, hold on.
See, I haven't been to the Dome except for the last game of the season.
Yeah,
I've been to the Dome in a playoff game. I've been to the Dome at 12 o'clock. But I'm telling y'all what, y'all go to the Dome on a Sunday night or Monday night game. Man, that's
same thing.
We're breaking a record on a Monday night,
man.
It's
every Monday night game in the Dome. There's a record being broken somewhere.
Yeah. Me and Bill was sitting right beside you. He couldn't hear me talk. Okay, it's that loud in that Dome. But they're different though. The style of, I guess, fans, the cheers. It's a different atmosphere in both of them.
Yeah.
Because I've been to 2 of them on the same weekend, and it's just crazy the difference of it.
New Orleans and Baton Rouge are 45 minutes apart, but the culture is completely different.
Completely different.
2 different places.
Well, and you got different fan bases. In the New Orleans, you got a fan base that's probably more of the 40 to 60-year-old range versus in LSU. You go
college kids.
Yeah, college kids to 20s and 30-year-olds more than the. So that's some of what's different too, but the Dome also, the noise can't go nowhere.
On this stadium kick, I would love to visit every SEC school at some point.
That's on my list. I'm gonna start doing that.
Have you been to Auburn?
No, I have not.
Auburn was cool. Tyler went to school there in vet school, and it was weird, dude. It was like you go in. Well, I will say this. The frat boys down there were freaking hilarious. I don't know how many corn dogs I got offered. Yeah, dude. One guy came up to me. He's like, "Can I offer you a corn dog, sir?" I was like, "I'm kidding."
Yes.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was better. It wasn't better than the Tiger Bait chant, but it was funny. But like when we got in the stadium, it was like it was weird. They were like chanting like, the 4 bits. 2 bits, 3 bits, $1, all for the Tiger stand up and holler, and it was like, it was like, what is this candy? You know what crap? Yeah. Like I'm used to somebody play freaking neck.
Yeah, that's right.
We're used to yelling "F you" about everybody and your mama.
Yeah, playing before they kick off. The kickoff. I'm from Louisiana song.
Yes.
Yeah, it was different. It was I liked it. It was cool. LSU got smoked, but. It was
Auburn.
Nice.
I can't understand Auburn because are you the Tigers or are you a War Eagle? Like, which one are you?
It makes
both. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, I have to ask my brother.
I mean,
he might.
Now I want to go to Auburn game, but I hear the Eagle making the loop around the stadium is about to end.
Why?
I think the one that they have now they're about to retire, and
he probably got grandfathered.
They're not going to do that anymore.
That's correct. Tyler actually got to work with that Eagle.
No,
he's
really?
in vet school. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
He's got some pictures.
I do want to go. I want to go to.
It's cool. The cool thing about Auburn is like you're out in the middle of nowhere. You got like cattle. It's kind of like coming down 167, like right outside of Ruston, and then boom, College Town.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a cool place. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do want to make some trips. I've talked to a guy that's been to all of the SEC stadiums, and he's kind of told me bits and pieces about some of them. Like
is Alabama's overrated? Like somebody said, like the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
They said it's overrated.
Can't nobody read over there.
That's why. Well, and that's. I mean, you don't.
I bet they're only good atmospheres when LSU comes there on a night.
Yeah,
or Auburn's
probably.
Now, hey, I will say one thing though, and I don't know why LSU has not done this. That light show that Alabama does when they do the lights at night.
Yeah, with the elephant sounds.
In the fourth quarter and stuff. That's pretty awesome.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
We don't need that.
Well, and that's usually when you do that kind of stuff.
No, you don't need it because the fans
don't
are
need it. Exactly. You
bananas.
don't need it. But I've heard, like Tennessee Stadium, like it's like one of the second, third largest in the country.
I do want to hear
Rocky Top.
Yeah,
and I want to see Peyton Manning dancing.
Sucks because they're all bleachers.
Really?
And they're just trying, like they said, your numbers are just like bam, bam. There's no room.
Yeah.
LSU, at least you got seats that are surviving a lot of
unless
seats.
you're in the end zone.
The end zone.
I sat in the end zone.
Yes,
and
I've been in there too.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Which it was cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I like
really
that because you feel the atmosphere more
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
I've sat all over the stadium, and those are not bad seats really, unless you're on the northeast. And
The Superdome is tight. Superdome is tight too, though.
We were behind.
The chairs at the Superdome are tight too.
Depends on sections. On the Superdome too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they are. They're tight in front of you more than they are the width, in my opinion. Yeah. Which sucks because when people walk in front of you, you have to stand up. They can't walk by you. But the Superdome's done a lot of remodeling too in the last 3 or 4 years. They're doing adding more, and they're really, I think, it's going to make it feel even tighter because they're adding more suites.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to lose those seats. They're going to add them somewhere.
Right.
So,
shout out Caesars.
That's right. But
so let's get back to
LSU football. This went down a rabbit hole.
That's right.
I think we're about done with D-line anyway.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking about Lane Blue. Jackson Parrish guy who's listed as a defensive tackle for some reason. I don't know. He'll never touch the field. But he'll get to say wore the purple and gold, so good for him.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Lane Blue. He's
a running back
from
at Cedar
somewhere.
Creek.
He never played football down here. He went to Cedar Creek instead. And then I think his family moved to Monroe. He played for Neville.
Okay. Well, he was on the team at Neville.
Yeah. So
he ended up on the practice squad.
He got into LSU, then tried out for the team, and he's number 42 for the LSU Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, D-line, I really think Roy's going to be the one that's going to be. He to me, he has the ability to.
He's
be.
ULAB, right?
I remember when we signed him, he was a big deal. It was a big get.
I'm not saying he
did. We flip him late from Alabama, I want to say.
Well, he was always no. Actually, we had him. Guillory was the one that they were nervous about for a while from Alexandria.
Okay,
he was the one that they were getting nervous on. But Roy, I'm not gonna say he's not Aaron Donald, but he has that size.
Yeah,
and when he makes a move, he's built like him. He makes that move. You're like, man, that. Don't worry, Kyle. We didn't hear that. But
trying to take care of Bill, man.
I think the defensive line is going to be really special this year. And moving on to linebackers,
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, who was one of the 3 players that is going to Atlanta next week for the SEC.
Media
I saw that.
Yeah, he got. I was
him. Brennan, I guess.
No,
really.
Him.
Brennan sucks.
Jack Beck.
Really?
Yeah. No quarterbacks was selected.
Well, that's
him.
That tells you everything you need to know. Thank you, Chip. Not Chip. Brian.
Him, Jack Beck, and
probably some lineman or something.
We ain't got.
Hold on.
Will Campbell.
Did Liam Shannon probably leave?
Yeah, thank God.
We know you just got here.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did. Who was it? Jack Beck?
Cam Wire?
No. Mason Smith, I think.
Really?
Probably.
I think so.
Go ahead and get him some publicity.
That's right.
Might as well.
Only 3 players going to media day? Is that how
it's
normally
just
Yeah. It's 2 to 3. Yeah. That's all. Each SEC team gets one. Gets 2 or 3. So yeah, it's a lot when you think about it, though. Because
it's an honor too.
It is an honor,
big time honor.
So what's our linebackers like besides Mike?
Mike Jones, you got Baskerville.
So you got Baskerville.
Oh, God,
Evangel boy is still there. Yeah, I watched him at Evangel one year. I went because they had 3
monsters
LSU commits.
Is that when they're actually good?
And so
it's probably the last year they were good.
They were. You got Baskerville still there. Greg Penn is who they're really high on. He's a sophomore this year. Got a lot of playing time last year.
So we're going to play 3 or like 2.5?
It's going to be a 4-3.
Well, it's going to be a 4-3. That's the thing. I don't know. We ain't
got that guy unless it's like Sage Ryan or something maybe.
So he could play.
Well, no. Who now?
Sage Ryan.
Sage Ryan. Yeah, he could go some back and forth, but Joe Fouché, the Arkansas transfer, the safety that was the All-SEC, he can do that. He can come down.
And even if it's not a guy that gets in the box, I mean, you can still just run a nickel.
That's right. Well, and hey, I mean, you got Harold Perkins who they can't quit raving over, the freshman coming in, the 5-star. I mean, that's he seems like he's going to be.
I mean, just the way that the game is.
I forgot we got Perkins because he committed like on signing day. Dude, he's a bad man.
Yeah,
he's going to be good.
Kerry Cook's the safety coach this morning. The interview I was listening to, he said like Frank Wilson and him and about 2 other guys, like when he announced like they were in the office and they said they went crazy.
That was huge
because I mean they knew he's a game changer.
And then we got Colby Fields in the transfer portal from South Carolina, right?
And you got Wes Weeks too from Virginia, who we just got his brother who committed last week from Georgia.
No, what last week? Like yesterday.
That's right.
I think against like Bama, they're going to air it out. You can't. I don't think you can have 3 linebackers.
Well, we'll convert.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're going to go,
and that's how the game is for most teams.
Yeah,
like Ole Miss, they're going to throw it.
But you know, Bama's going to run it enough though. You going to have
inside at 20. You're going to get back in that 4-3.
So I mean, it's
I
going to
think
be.
I think if you get a nickel that can tackle, then it'd be okay.
And they got that.
Yeah, I mean, LSU gets enough guys that are versatile and everything. Because I mean, if you threw Tyron at the nickel, he would make a tackle, and you'd be okay playing two.
That's right.
Two linebackers.
Yeah, and the new linebacker coach is the DC Matt Alex.
Now, I just think that's more. That's a better way to play defense in today's game.
Yeah,
pros and college.
But it's all about that hybrid guy. You got to have that.
Yeah, and they got a bunch of guys that are going to throw. I mean, if you want to go safety, I don't know how they're going to make them all happy at the safety position.
Because we got 5 in the portal, didn't we?
Well,
something like that.
You got corners and safeties.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you got Todd Harris who's coming back.
I just saw that. I forgot he came back.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there
and
for
Jay
6
Ward.
years. Who's going? I think going to be a first-round draft pick. I think he's going Jay Ward.
Jay Ward had a good year last year
because he can play any three. He can go corner. He can go safety. He can go nickel. He can. He's very, very. I was actually shocked he come back. I thought he was going to go take his third or fourth.
So
round.
what's our D-backs looking like?
Well,
the outside guys.
That's the question. Greg Brooks, the transfer from Arkansas, has been talked about a lot. You're going to have
that Converse.
You're losing Stingley and Ricks.
That Converse from Oklahoma State is going to be probably the for sure starter.
Losing Stingley and Ricks is tough.
And McLaughlin.
Yeah.
He transferred to Arkansas.
And Flott too, didn't he?
Flott drafted.
He was nickel.
He was the nickel. Flott had a really good year. I hated Flott his freshman year. I hated him. He got burnt. He was small, but man, he really became a good player. Yeah, he had to leave. He had to go to the draft.
But I mean, we're DBU. We'll find the guys.
That's right. Well, I mean,
we did in the portal.
I mean,
we did in the portal.
You got the Converse guy. He's a Shreveport guy. That's Oklahoma State.
Calvary Baptist,
who started for 3 years over there. He's probably going to be for sure.
Hey, last Calvary guy we had was pretty good.
Greedy.
Yeah. I don't know. Jay Ward's probably going to play some corner because I don't know where you're going to put him. I don't think he's going to play safety. I don't know if he's going to find the field on safety.
6'1", 188 is too small to play safety.
Yeah.
Weight wise, at least 188 pounds. That's kind of little. You need a safety about 205.
I mean, if he's free.
Yeah.
They're and I know they're freshmen.
Tyron ain't 200.
Tyron's Tyron now. That's different.
Yeah. Laterrence Welch, they're real high on him. I'm not sure you're going to have a freshman come in, though. I mean, you just got too much. Because the problem is you got Major Burns. You got Sage Ryan.
Ooh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, Sage Ryan. You got Derek Davis. You got Jordan Tolles.
Sage Ryan's going to be freaking good.
Yeah, he is. It's just really it'll be his second year to play safety position. He was a 5-star safety coming out of high school.
Is he a redshirt freshman or regular?
He's a regular
freshman.
He's a sophomore.
Oh, he's a sophomore. Okay.
He played some last year.
Yeah.
He was one that played like 6 positions in high school. He drove the bus.
He played at LCA.
He was like quarterback, I'm pretty
quarterback and receiver and punt returner.
And LCA's got another guy that's doing that.
Yes.
Jawan Johnson, I think.
Yes.
He'll play quarterback.
No.
He ain't playing quarterback?
Mm-mm.
I saw he got offered by Bama.
Yeah. He don't. Ty Dre's a better thrower than him.
Really?
He threw for like 1,500 yards or something like less than that last year. He was just out there because he's the best athlete on the field.
Yeah, you got to do that sometimes.
And that's crazy that LCA has to do that.
Yeah. Well, and then, oh, shoot, I just went blank on his name.
Where's Major Burns? He another Madison Prep guy?
Safety, yeah. He's the one that went to Georgia.
Madison Prep, man.
Man, they're loaded. They
put
them out every
I mean,
year.
You can't get a bad player from Madison Prep or LCA.
Another
Southern Lab.
Another corner I think could possibly start is Savion Banks, the Ohio State transfer. That kind of got late there.
I didn't know. Oh, Seven Banks. Yeah. Savion. I know what you're talking about now.
I think he's going to be.
I'm with you though. I don't think we're going to play probably hardly any freshmen.
No.
If we were comfortable playing those freshmen, we wouldn't have hit the portal as hard as we did.
Yeah.
And
they got the depth they needed back there because it was not a lot of depth when they took over the job. And then I'm telling you, Robert Steeples and Karen Cooks, man. Cooks is the safety, Steeples is cornerback coach. I really like both of those guys. I think Steeples is going to be
he's going to carry on the torch of DBU.
I think he is too. I'm hoping we'll forget
as long
about
as we'll keep him.
Corey Raymond in a year or two.
It's going to be hard too, though.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But, man, I tell you, Corey Raymond was an anchor for us for years, and I appreciate everything he did. But which I know things come out when they leave, but I don't know how much actual football knowledge he really.
He was just a good recruiter.
Yeah, he was just a good recruiter, and
and there's always a saying: you got to win. You got to win New Orleans.
Yes, that's right.
You got to win Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And he helped us do that.
He did.
And y'all talked about Frank Wilson last podcast coming back. I cannot reiterate how huge that is because you got to win Louisiana.
Absolutely.
And he knows how to recruit the whole area.
Yeah.
You got to have him.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we need to throw Lafayette in that rank too because
half
our team we've mentioned is Lafayette.
Baton Rouge, New
Which
Orleans.
is unusual.
Win those.
Lafayette's
becoming a big spot though.
And it used to not be. And it's become a big
their
hub.
biggest school, the biggest school in the whole state is in Lafayette.
Lafayette
High. And they don't think they have a football team, do they?
They suck.
They're horrible, yeah.
But I mean, St. Thomas More, Madison Prep,
St. Thomas More,
Lafayette Christian, all those are Lafayette schools.
Yeah.
And there's another one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Madison Press Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that Kerry Cook's interview, he said something interesting today when he was talking about, because, he's been all over, recruited all over. He was Texas Tech for a while, so he was recruiting Texas kids. And he was saying about Louisiana kids, he said, when I recruit Texas, when I recruit Georgia, Florida kids, he said they are almost maxed out to their potential before they graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
He said because they have everything they need. They have academic hours at school where they work out. They have special trainers. He said Louisiana, I'm not saying they're uncoached. He said, but they don't get their max potential until they get to college.
A lot more raw.
Oh, they're real raw. Mm-hmm. And he said, that's why it's so fun recruiting. He said, man, I'll go into, it don't matter if it's a high school of 500 or high school of 2,500. He said, every high school in Louisiana I've been to so far, I step on campus, there's 15 athletes out there that just, just great athletes.
And sometimes the best athlete doesn't even play football.
No, that's right.
Like I can think of guys that I went to high school with.
They sell drugs.
Well, I wouldn't say they sold drugs, but
some cases they do.
Some cases they do. Like one of the best athletes in my grade didn't even play a sport. And he could have probably went D1 in basketball or football if he wanted to. We clocked him in the 40 one time because he was in like alternative school or something, and our head coach was the alternative school teacher. He brought him down there whenever we were running 40s. He ran a 4.34 on a stopwatch, which, probably ain't super accurate, but give another tenth a second, 2 tenths of a second, it's 4 or 5. Come on, man.
Ask some guys around Jonesboro my age about termite.
I've heard of termite.
We had Jermaine Washington and termite. Our offensive star, defensive star. Termite never played high school football.
And there's a guy down in Winfield, last name Carter, who was Alonzo Moore's older brother. You can call. I heard this from the head coach at Winfield right now. He said you can call the prison in Pollock. Joey Pender's nephew works there. Mm-hmm. Okay, this guy was telling Joey Pender's nephew, call your uncle and ask him who the fastest player he ever coached was. And he said Chad Carter. And he said he called Joey Pender, and Joey said Chad Carter isn't. Chad Carter can be heard in the background on the phone.
It feels like
I told you.
It feels like that Randy Moss 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Was it?
Pender was telling
some
me
you,
and it might have been him. Did he just get arrested?
Ran you.
Yeah. West Virginia.
Probably.
So Pender was actually telling me the other day. He was like, a cop he knew down in Winfield called him. He said, "Hey, coach, I'm about to go to his house and we got to arrest him on something." And he said, "I was just going to give you a heads up, whatever, on that." And he told the cop, he said, "You might want to bring 2 of you." He said, "Why, coach?" He said, "Because if he gets out that back door, you're not catching him."
Yeah,
he said, "I promise you, he is the fastest."
Walk through that high
yes,
down there.
he says, Coach Pender says he's the fastest.
And there have
guy
been
he's
some
ever
athletes
coached.
come through Winfield.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. So Louisiana, man, it just unreal the talent in Louisiana and LSU. LSU's at its best when it has Louisiana guys on.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's when it's
because the fan base gets behind.
Yes,
and it means more to the kid.
Yeah,
too, I think.
Think of how many guys we've mentioned that aren't Louisiana guys.
Not many at all.
Besides, I guess
that Okeechobee dude, or what that dude's name is, BJ.
Louisiana still per capita produces the most NFL players.
Besides, I guess Brennan and Daniels at quarterback.
And Brennan's Louisiana. His family's from Louisiana. His grandparents.
Yeah, he's like right on the border.
Restaurant in New Orleans. Yeah. I mean, he's all Louisiana.
And you don't really get great quarterbacks out of Louisiana.
Well, and our future
this year.
Yeah, but our future is Walker Howard, though.
Yeah.
And you got Holstein and Howard, but in the past, you had to leave the state to go get a quarterback.
Now, this recruiting class this coming up year is going to be more out of state. Louisiana's they're not as strong as they are this year as they have been. It's really weird because it's more quarterback heavy than it is other positions. So they're going out, but out the next year's class, they say it's supposed to be really strong out of Louisiana. So you'll get back to those Louisiana roots.
Xavier's, all them.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of good people.
Yeah, they picked up the running back this morning from Baton Rouge.
Liberty.
Yep.
Caleb Jackson.
Caleb Jackson. Caleb Williams.
Jackson.
Is it Jackson? Okay.
Him and Trey Holly.
One of the awards they gave up for the state last year. The Louisiana defensive player was Xavier, and offensive was Caleb Jackson. And so they just got both of them at LSU. And I think the all-around player was Trey Holly.
And they're saying that Trey Holly, Caleb Jackson, 1-2 punch in about 3 years is going to be lethal.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch Trey Holly play for LSU, man.
I know, he's like a little throwing ball, man. He's just rumbling stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see him down there. And he's all LSU.
He's going to walk in and be ready to play because, if and when we get to interview him, I'm going to straight up ask him with the weightlifting program up there. I know it's insane. Spatafor is insane when it comes to lifting weights.
He's insane.
He's insane. Yeah. He lives and breathes weightlifting. That son is probably benching over 300 pounds. He probably could squat 550 or 600. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. He's going to walk in.
The way he's built? Yeah.
Exactly. He's going to walk in day one and not be able to be tackled.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't wait.
You saw him play safety for in the championship game.
I saw him play quarterback in the championship game.
He might be as good as a safety as he is a running back.
Yeah. And he threw the ball about 45 yards in the air, too.
Yeah. He was everything.
Yeah.
But a little on Matt House, the DC. He came from Kansas City. He was the
that was a weird sound.
That's weird.
It's storming here right now, so if you hear some raindrops, we apologize.
I haven't heard it in the mic yet.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
He was the linebacker coach for the Kansas City Chiefs in the last, I think 4 or 5 years. They call him actually the professor because he is he's a nerd, he's a geek. I mean, he's a film junkie.
Those are the good ones.
And the Honey Badger himself, he had, I want to say, 6 interceptions last year, and he said he credited 4 of them to Matt House. He said he had me in the right. He called the right play to have me in the right spot.
God, I can't wait till Honey Badger's on the sideline.
Oh man,
that's gonna be talking about getting some guys to Louisiana.
Yeah, that's right.
They're gonna be a player leave.
I know it. So I'm excited for Matt House. I feel like Dave Aranda was my guy. I was a huge Aranda fan. I actually wouldn't have minded him having the LSU job,
head coach job.
Yeah, I was pulling for that, but he definitely. I think Matt House is definitely going to be the next one for us, like Aranda was, and but no, I know Chance and Kyle, y'all weren't here for the last pod. But we kind of talked about what the record expectations of this season is going to be. I feel like 8-4, 9-3 is what I'm thinking is going to happen.
I think that's realistic.
I mean, I think we can talk ourselves into 10-2. Honestly,
we can talk ourselves into it.
Win every game, but Bama and maybe Florida or A&M.
Oh, we got
I think
head
we'll beat
coach.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's gonna be good.
I ain't scared.
They got a quarterback.
They say that every year.
They actually got a quarterback.
They say it every
year. Got
one
better than us.
That is true.
Yeah, Tennessee's kind of scares me. I mean, it's at home, so I think that's going to be one of those rocking crowds we were talking about because they don't come down there very
one every 8 years.
Yeah, so I've never seen Tennessee play, so I'm definitely going to be at that one.
What about Florida?
Florida, it's at Florida.
And we don't know their quarterback situation.
And people projecting that Richardson dude to be like a first-round pick.
Because he's talented, but they just don't give him the job.
Like, why wouldn't they do
He will get the job now, though.
He should, yeah.
Because the other one's at Arizona State now.
Yeah.
He transferred. So, I don't know if Florida's really that talented.
Do we play South Carolina this year? No.
I wish we can shut down Spencer Rattler.
I think he's going to get there.
I think he's going to fit good for them. I mean, I think he's going to make them relevant.
I
Caleb
think
Williams
they could be
has
in like
everything
8-4.
they want him to be.
I think they could be around that 7-5, 8-4.
I think they're 8-4 team,
Yeah.
and that's South Carolina's 8-4.
That's great for
they're having a party.
That's
I mean,
very good
that's
for
a
them.
national championship for them.
That's a bowl game, you know.
I think Beamer's done a good job there, and I think he's probably got one. He's going to ride Rattler probably for one where you're going to probably go somewhere else.
But I think it's good for him to get to that place where they don't have that expectation of Oklahoma.
That's right.
I mean, like Oklahoma, if you perform bad one game, you're done because that's just the kind of place Oklahoma is.
He put all this on himself, though, man.
Yeah, he's got his own brand.
He was so flashy coming out of high school, #1 quarterback and all that junk, and then he just fell flat on his face.
I mean, I've never bought the hype for him, and I didn't really believe in him last year, but I think the move to South Carolina is
I think it's a good move.
It's a wake up. It's going to be a wake up call.
Absolutely.
You'll find out a lot about him this season.
I think he'll play a little grit with him, about him. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
And they'll play Georgia.
And I saw somebody put on Twitter like the ranking of like the top 10 quarterbacks in college football this year or whatever. And somebody had him at like 3 above C.J. Stroud. And somebody like retweeted it and said, y'all really got the guy that was supposed to be a #1 pick this past year who had to come back to college football because he sucked so bad ahead of C.J. Stroud. Like, come on now. You know?
I mean, I wouldn't put him that high, but top 15.
Oh yeah,
I think he'll be that this year. Top 10 maybe.
Yeah, but I think that was a good move. But yeah, I really think if LSU, if it's the 9-3 year, they might get quicker to that national championship.
Who's your day one starting quarterback?
Miles Brennan.
He's going to be starting Florida State.
In
the year, he will not be, but he's your day one starter.
I want Daniels.
I
hope
don't,
he can beat him out.
I don't know if Daniels is going to see the field.
I just want to try
I think he will.
new.
He's going to probably play some because I think they're going to try all 3 of them.
If he came, he was told something like that. You had a good.
I just can't
shot.
figure out why he came.
Yeah,
none of it makes sense to me. I mean, and I might be wrong. That might be starter day
one. Who's a better
one.
quarterback in that room?
Nussmeier, I think. I mean, no, I think.
Can't say.
I think Howard
take Walker Howard out of it.
Yeah, I think.
I'm
thinking between Daniels, Nussmeier, and Brennan. I think it's Nussmeier.
Yeah,
I think he has your biggest upside. I think he's got the.
He was one of our higher rated
he was.
recruits recently for quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
coming out of
Texas. Yeah.
His dad's the quarterback coach for Dallas.
That's right.
He's been trained and raised. Ready. I think he'll be ready to go.
As Bill just looked up, Jaden Daniels went to K. John High School in California.
Well,
that's why he came to LSU.
He wanted that K. John.
He came to the real K. John.
K. John.
That's funny.
Yeah, but the only thing that makes me leery or won't surprise me if Daniels is the guy is BK's always had a quarterback that can run the ball.
Yeah,
and he is run first. I mean, he's got a good arm. I'm not saying. I mean, he's got stats for.
It's been a while since we've seen that at LSU, huh?
Who's
the last one to do it?
Russell Shepard.
Yeah, Russell Shepard probably. He played there sparingly.
And Jordan Jefferson could run.
Jordan Jefferson a little bit.
God, because he couldn't throw the freaking ball.
Matt
Anthony Jennings.
The dentist.
Oh, God.
I forgot about
Anthony
Jennings.
No, I can go down a list. We don't want to go down this whole
We don't.
list.
Pearlou?
I mean, Burrow.
Dude, Ryan Pearlou should have been a first-round draft.
God, but do you remember Anthony Jennings came in for that Arkansas game and lit it up?
Who'd he replace?
First fight, come down that streak route. You
Who'd he
remember
replace?
that? Oh man, I can remember. I'm thinking this kid's gonna be special.
Yeah,
he's gonna be.
Russell Shepard's supposed to be the freaking savior. Like he was supposed to be everything.
He was so hyped up coming out of Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the reason we got that recruiting class in. He was like the coach. He was recruiting all the players. They brought the #1 class in the country.
He was like one of the top-ranked dual threat guys.
That's right.
And he played freaking
He
receiver.
was on the.
He played in the NFL though. For a little while.
for like 10 years.
Yeah.
He was the Leonard Fournette recruiting class. That was
he really?
#1. Yeah, that was the #1 class.
He was before Leonard Fournette, wasn't he?
Oh.
He had to have been, man.
I thought he was like 2010.
He was playing like around like Reuben Randall.
I think it was like 2010, 2011.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
It was after the 11 team. I know it was after. I don't think because he wasn't
So
on
it
that.
had been 2012. Fournette was after that. Fournette got drafted.
14.
Fournette's my age.
Yeah, Fournette got drafted in 2017.
So he was 14?
Yeah.
Shepard was
probably 12.
So he was 12? Okay. I was thinking.
Well, when did we make the championship?
They had the number one class with Shepard.
Russell
Shepard. Yeah. The 2010 team, he was a sophomore.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Him and Reuben Randall the same
Jefferson
age.
was a junior.
Oh, that's right.
So Shepard was on that championship team.
That's right. He come in, yeah.
07?
No, the 11.
Or 2011.
2011?
When we lost 21-0.
Probably the best, other than the 19 team, probably the best team in the LSU roster in the last 20 years. It was better than those 7 teams.
I remember being so excited at school all day waiting for that game.
Me too.
God.
Me too. And I
most hyped up rematch.
I remember.
Tyron was a freshman.
Yeah.
That year.
Who?
Tyron Matthews.
Yeah.
Number 14 at the time.
Yeah.
Y'all want to? Y'all want to go back? Look at that roster bill there, and just NFL guy. Ron Brooks was on that team.
Oh, heck of a corner.
I love
Spencer
Ron.
Ware, Morris Claiborne.
Exactly. I mean, you just keep going down. NFL guy. Every one of them.
Jalen Mills was probably out there.
Yeah. Alfred Blue, Thurl Simon. I mean, it's just
Harold Simon,
Eric Reed.
Alfred Blue played in a Super Bowl.
Jalen Mills.
I mean, just
Alfred Blue made a lot of money in the NFL.
Stephen Ridley.
Ridley. Telling you,
Shepard made a lot.
DJ
Shepard just got out of the league in 2019.
You know what we should do?
Punter.
Yeah.
We should do a like LSU lineup team draft.
Oh,
quarterback would suck.
Wing,
Can we just give everybody Burrow and then give everybody
Burrow
and then
Mettenberger.
Run down the sideline.
Got to call back.
You got to call him back. Oh man.
That was awesome though. Yeah,
I was so shocked that he didn't last in the NFL too, man.
I never got it.
He could pull with both feet,
and he pinned him inside the 5 all the time. It's amazing how that doesn't translate to the NFL.
Gotta have net yards
on that team.
That's what we should do. We should do like a Joe Burrow legacy episode. Give
that.
everybody Burrow at quarterback.
Okay.
And then we draft the rest of the team.
Like a running back, 2 wide receivers. That'd be fun.
Yeah. T-Bob was the center.
What tight end?
Starting center. Matter of fact, if T-Bob freaking would have snapped that ball in 12, and freaking
What about
if he would have held it and not snapped it, Miles would have been fired.
Yeah.
T-Bob could have been a legend if he could have got Miles fired. That roster, man, just loaded.
Yeah.
Good gosh. I keep looking at Michael Brockers.
Oh,
Chris Davenport, he was a
going.
5-star, number 1 D tackle in the country. God. Sam Montgomery.
Montgomery,
defensive
end. Other side of Mingo, right?
Other side of Mingo, drafted in Houston Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, just Will Blackwell, West Monroe, an All-American in college.
Yeah, Mingo was on that.
Tyler Edwards, OCS boy. Remember the tight end?
Yeah.
Two brothers, two Edwards brothers.
Mentor? What didn't
Kevin Mentor still? He's still right now.
Yeah, Mingo.
Just
freaking
telling
squad,
you,
dude.
man. Jesse Copeland. Remember Jesse Copeland?
Oh my
God! Out of Texas.
God.
Yeah,
he was like 270.
He dated one of the Malone girls.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He dated one of the Malone girls.
I mean, DJ Welker. Remember that was Les Miles' favorite linebacker.
Oh yeah,
the white fella, number 31. Everybody's like, "Why is this kid starting?"
Richard Murphy from
Rayville.
He was still around.
One of my favorite LSU players of all time, Brandon Taylor.
Oh yeah,
San Diego Chargers.
That's a 2010 team.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you,
that was
loaded, man. Kelvin Shepard played in the NFL for years.
I was shocked he didn't last long.
He was really good.
Become like a star.
Ego Ferguson, Patrick Peterson, Craig Lawson, Jai Eugene.
Oh,
he's got a kid that's
his son's.
He was like the top recruit.
Is his son at Florida State?
That's right.
I mean, they talked about
that.
Is his son at Florida State, Jai Eugene?
He's
got a son that's
has he graduated yet?
I think he just committed to Florida State. I think he's there now.
He hasn't graduated yet.
Yes,
he's like a quarterback.
He plays
Eric
7-on-7 with Xavier Atkins.
I'm telling you, that team
Good
was
Lord.
loaded,
with the bootleggers.
It was the best team.
Oh no, he's 2023. Never mind.
Yeah, he's still playing. He's been playing with Zay.
Who's that? I thought there was a guy that just committed to Florida State.
What was their record that year?
They were
We went.
They were undefeated.
Okay.
They won the band. That was the 9-6 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jai Eugene Jr.
Eric Reed made the clutch interception at the goal line when he stretches back.
Well, I'm not even sure he even picked that. Didn't he steal it from the guy?
From Williams.
He didn't rip
Michael
it from his
Williams.
hands?
Michael, yeah. Yeah, I still remember where I was sitting at watching that game.
Yeah, Jai Eugene 6'1.5", 168 safety. Jai Eugene again.
Dude,
There's a junior that's at Florida State, I thought, playing quarterback. I forget who it is, though.
I don't know, but we better move on.
Loaded.
Yeah, before we go LSU legacy talk.
Yeah, because I'm ready for that draft now.
That's going to be fun.
That's a great idea.
I'm so ready.
We might need
that.
to do that next.
Yes,
that might be the next
please.
draft we do.
Man,
Yeah,
would
that might be an
a lot of
episode.
fun.
yeah, that could be a whole episode.
It will have to be a whole episode.
Because I'll start going down,
Don't get me talking about Craig Stelz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chad Jones.
That white fellow.
That white fella, I didn't
Chad
know
Jones.
how he didn't make it.
Chad
Buster,
Jones. That
Buster
poor
Davis.
Arkansas receiver.
Chad Jones.
I thought he decapitated that dude.
Craig Stelz had
when
an
there was one of
okay
those purple
career.
With the Bears.
kind of
hand.
different go with
the
purple
white,
helmet,
with like the white with the purple stripes.
the white with the purple stripe on the shoulder pad.
I was like,
The
09.
year
I
they played
think.
Matt Forte in the Super
Chad
Bowl.
Jones, the play he made against Alabama, and that didn't he strip the quarterback and then
That's
took
right.
the ball away?
Yep.
And then he
Forgot about that.
closed out the LSU College World Series.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Coming out of the bullpen. That's
He
right.
He
got
got a little bit of
And Jared Mitchell was on
Got
the
a
team.
bad record with the Giants.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he
Almost
went to
died.
baseball.
Killed his career.
He went to baseball.
Yeah, they
He
had
made
Chad
like
Jones
AAA
doing
with the White
both, and then
Sox.
Jared Mitchell was doing it too.
Yeah. Jared Mitchell was a first-round draft pick in Major
God,
League.
it's-
How do I
Starting
segue to the Eagles or the Cowboys or something with this?
No play
we gotta
ball
get
was across the
Cordell
field.
Flott.
Cordell Flott to the Giants.
We gotta
drafted
get
this
to
year?
the NFC East preview.
Oh man,
So let's start with
I could do this all night.
Well, Spencer Ware played for this LSU team, and DeMarcus Ware played for the Cowboys.
No relation
Spencer
at all.
Ware was
No relation, just
Spencer Ware was a
Big West.
5-star running back coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and the only reason he came to LSU because he wanted to play baseball and football. He said it was the best college in the country.
We do that a lot. We just had a
We
guy
do.
from Mississippi that's down there, right?
Yes, Mo Hampton.
Well,
did.
Hampton
Yeah.
from Memphis, Tennessee.
He left, though, didn't he?
He's at shoot.
Like he found out he really wasn't that great
What's
at
that?
either of the sports.
College.
You know what?
Alabama.
You know what? I think that we just need to have an LSU podcast,
Sanford.
like
Sanford.
branch.
He's at Sanford now.
Dirty Boot Boys
Yeah.
LSU podcast.
I'm ready.
We're doing that draft next.
Wow.
That's a guarantee.
Let's do it.
We're doing
I don't
that.
know how that graphic.
We'll set the parameters after we wrap this
I
up.
don't care at this point.
All right, here we go. Giants. Let's start off with them.
God, I'll go to the Giants from that. Ooh.
Danny
Daniel
Dimes.
Jones, they got him.
Hey,
Heck
they
yeah.
got Tyrod Taylor as well.
Cordell Flott.
Tyrod Taylor with a deflated lung.
Hey, Jelly Bean Ellis from Tech. He's still making it around there. He's at the Giants now.
Now they were one of like two teams to have 2 top 10 picks this year.
Yeah,
And
they added to the places that
Before
matter.
we go,
They still don't have
before we
picks.
start talking about players, did y'all like the hire for the coach of the Giants?
who is it? Roll.
the Bills.
I mean,
guy.
The OC for the
they got
for the
Dable.
Bills.
Yeah, Dable.
game?
Oh, yeah.
Abel.
I think that was a good fit.
If he doesn't save Danny Dimes,
He's-
nobody
there's no
can.
saving.
he can.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
There's
And
no-
if you
there's no
talk-
saving.
I
If
think
you
that's why
talk
the hire was
about,
made.
if you think about Danny, he's a lot like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He can move, but he don't have the arm Josh does.
He don't.
He's not.
He don't move like Josh Allen, man.
you
When
have
Josh
posters?
Allen runs down the field, he looks like a deer.
He's faster
Danny
than Josh Allen.
Dimes, yeah, but he's
Until he
goofy.
gets tripped up at like the 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Steve Young did the same thing back in his
Yeah.
day. He was the best runner of his generation, so I don't know.
He's a lot like Josh Allen. Do you have posters of him in your bathroom?
No, I do not. It's just
Above
Josh
the bed.
Allen. I tried to name my firstborn Josh Allen Williams. Wife didn't go for it. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had a result to being a junior, so it'd be okay. But yeah, like as soon as they hired him, it made so much sense.
It did.
You know,
Daniel Jones.
you have
he's not,
what was Daniel like number
he's
2
not,
overall?
He's not working 6.
6.
Yeah,
You have to try one more time.
but they've already declined his option for next year. I'm almost certain.
I think I think if you put him on a good loaded roster, I think he could win you. Like I don't think he's going to lose you games.
The way he turns the ball over, he will.
Well,
I think he leads the
a lot of
NFL in
that's
fumbles.
probably
I think he's pressing. I
Fumbles.
think he knows. Have you seen that offensive line in front of him?
It's bad.
Yeah, I mean they
They got
drafted.
a
Why
Alabama guy
is
this
Saquon
year.
Barkley
They
hurt
just
every
drafted
year?
Evan Neal.
Because he's getting
And they took his left tackle. In
Yeah.
the first pick of the second. That was the second pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Thibodeau.
Yeah, they
Number
took
7
Thibodeau.
they had 2
Well,
of them.
because they freaking whiffed on what's his name from the New England.
But
that
I
they
mean,
gave a 4 year.
you add an edge rusher.
Soldier.
You add a left
Soldier, yeah.
tackle. That's got to be an improvement. Who's he throwing to, though?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Kenny Galladay was the biggest bust of the free agent class last year.
Sterling Shepard's still sticking around.
Darius Slayton.
He's good. I like
Evan Ingram's an above-average tight end when healthy.
There. Is he gone?
He went to
Jaguars, yeah.
Wow. Well, never mind about that.
Yeah. He's getting it from
let me look at
the blonde bomber.
Richie James from, San Francisco. Jordan Akins, Ricky Seals-Jones at tight end. Neither of them or anything, really.
Who was the let me hold second? Never mind. I better not.
Hey,
Ricky Seals-Jones supposed to go to LSU. He was a
they got
five-star in Missouri.
They got.
I mean, we can go back to LSU if we want to on that.
Tony.
Oh, Kadarius Toney, yeah.
They don't want him there, but they have him.
And they don't use him like they should.
Well, then they went out and drafted pretty much Kadarius Toney again and Wan'Dale Robinson.
Are we gonna get the real Barkley this year, or are we going? Is he shot?
I think he's done.
I'm wondering if he's done too.
I mean, I don't know what else.
Or y'all high on Kevin Thibodeau? Their stud.
I'm not high on him, but
they say he takes a lot of plays
He's
off.
boom bust, though.
He's got the talent, so it makes sense at 5. He's got the body and everything.
He looks the part, but I just don't know if he's got the grit.
I like him more than the guy that went number 1 overall. That Walker guy from Georgia.
Yeah, I forgot. About a week ago, I looked at the draft order. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot he existed.
Who were you going to pick number 1 overall? The white fellow
Hutchinson, yeah.
Michigan?
I think Thibodeau's going to be another Davenport. I mean,
wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Just progressively get
sky's the limit. Yeah, stud all the way.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I think the Giants did a good job drafting, honestly.
Yeah, they had to do that.
I like Thibodeau, and I think Neal's probably the best player in the draft, honestly. I mean, Neal, he's going to be a franchise cornerstone, I really believe, at tackle.
He's going to be their left tackle, right?
Yeah.
And then here's something pretty cool. They took both of the guards from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
One in the 3rd, one in the 5th round. So if we want to know how good they are, let's look up the sack percentage for North Carolina quarterbacks.
That's funny.
We'll be talking about the quarterback.
Sam Howell. Yeah, Sam Howell's in the division.
Yeah.
And did I don't. Clay might have mentioned it when the receiver they got from Kentucky.
He may be starting.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't use Tony, and Wan'Dale Robinson has a lot of the same skill set Tony does.
Yeah.
Why do you have both of them when you don't want Tony? They tried trading him.
You got a new coach now. The scheme might be different.
Yeah, he could use it.
He could use that.
I mean, if you get Galladay, who's 6'5", big body,
big
Sterling Shepard's a good slot guy. You have Tony and Wan'Dale that can give the speed.
And
I know they list Ricky Seals-Jones as a
tight end. Yeah.
He's a receiver.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing on the outside. He's always.
So, I mean, they have weapons. It's just all of them are unproven except for Galladay.
And then,
Galladay, I like Galladay a lot. I had him on my fantasy team like 4 straight years. But I don't know why he didn't perform last year. I didn't have him last year, actually, because
I was going to say
when he was a Lion, he had him every year. So I remember him cheering for him on Thanksgiving Day.
Absolutely.
Well,
I think Cordell Flott's going to do well for him in the secondary, though.
Yeah, and Flott, he's a solid guy.
He's a solid
Now,
player.
what does the Giants do on defense?
Golly.
Pray?
Yeah, because they it's a long ways from the defensive line we grew up watching, Strahan and all them, Tucker, and it's not near the same. I don't even, be honest with you, I'm trying to think who their DC is.
Ooh.
Did he come over with the Bills guy?
I'm sure
he hired him. I don't remember who he hired.
I do see they got John Feliciano, who was the center for the Bills for a couple years. So that paired with Dable, that's a good combo right there. Yeah. And then Tyrod Taylor or Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
That's one of the better backups you can get in the league, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean he had Herbert sitting on the bench until that doc came in and sabotaged.
He had Baker sitting on the bench for a while too.
For 2.5 weeks. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Tyrod, you can learn a lot from him. Some guys they lost. Jabril Peppers. I did not know he went to the Patriots. Bill Belichick's going to do something scary with that man.
Yep.
James Bradbury, their starting corner. Logan Ryan left. Jalen Smith, I forgot he went there after the Cowboys cut him.
Biggest loss there is Mike Glennon.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Longest neck of all time.
They try to force that. I remember when he was drafted. Like, he was supposed to be...
I wish he was at North Carolina State.
Yeah.
I wish I had a good Chucky voice. I know I would have done the Chucky.
I remember when he got drafted, I'm like, nobody comes out of NC State. Like, he's not going to be. They were terrible his whole time he was in college.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
Yeah, it was one time.
20-something years.
I was a chap.
Before Clay was born.
I mean, golly, like they were. You never heard of one thing about North Carolina State when he was in college, and all of a sudden he's going to be like.
They're supposed to have a quarterback this year. I think that's supposed to be pretty good.
They were actually pretty decent last year.
Yeah,
but not when Glenn.
Russell Wilson, but
Tech beat him
he
a
went
couple
to
years ago.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, he left there.
They also lost Will Hernandez, UTEP guy. He was like a second round goal.
Don Martindale was the DC.
What about these Commanders?
Okay.
What about these Commanders?
I'm kind of a fan of the Commanders.
Are you high on the Commanders?
I am
a fan of Wentz.
I am
not
a
Scary Terry.
I'm a believer in Carson Wentz. Always have been, always will be.
I mean, that's
it is
not
what it
gonna
is.
work, but
he might.
They drafted Sam Howell.
I love Scary Terry.
I love Rivera though.
Sam Howell, man.
I'm
Like,
a
that was a
big
fall
Rivera.
from grace for him. Like, before his senior year or whatever
People
year he
called
came
him
out,
Baker.
he was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. And then what did he get drafted? 3rd round,
Fifth.
maybe?
Yeah,
5th
yeah.
round. He fell that far. So
I think they freaked out a little bit over these quarterbacks last year, though.
they overanalyzed a lot of them, it felt like.
Yeah.
Speaking of LSU, Washington signed Trey Turner, who we talked about in the last
Yeah.
pod. So
And Andrew Norwell, really good guard from, I believe, was he on the Jags last? Or the Panthers, one of them. And Cam Sims, local guy.
Yeah,
He's
Washington.
been making a career up there. J.D. McKissick, that's always a good backup.
The biggest thing there is them locking up Terry McLaurin, who is
Scary
turned
Terry.
into a top 15 receiver in the NFL,
Hard
if
not.
not top 10.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, and he is
That's big praise.
he has solidified
Big
himself
praise.
with zero quarterback play, honestly,
Yeah,
unless you
it's like a
count
little bit of
Fitzmagic
Fitzmagic.
every now and then. But,
And possibly
Fitzmagic can pop off at any time, though.
oh yeah, we've seen
possibly
it so
my
many
favorite
times.
running back in the league, Antonio Gibson.
Clay
I love
loves
him.
him, Antonio Gibson. But what's the biggest complaint, Clay, that you say all the time?
They don't give him the freaking ball.
Well, how do they not give him the ball?
What do you mean?
When do they take him out the game?
Oh, passing downs whenever he played receiver in college.
He
Yeah.
complained about that every Sunday last year.
Yeah.
Whenever I
J.D.
had-
McKissick is their 3rd down back. Antonio Gibson was literally a wide receiver.
I had J.D. McKissick on my fantasy team. He went off like 4
Yeah.
straight weeks, and he kept complaining. I was like, yes.
Yeah, they make him like a freaking goal line back. I guess because he's like 6'3".
They like him because they just gave him 2 years, $7 million.
Yeah,
McKissick, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's gonna piss me
What
off.
injury did Gibson play through last year? Did he have he had something broken? Didn't he?
I don't know. He wasn't very.
He had
good,
like a
but-
broken ankle or something. He had a broken leg. He played through a broke leg, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, and what about the receiver they took in the first round, Jahan Dotson?
Is that TCU?
Penn State.
Penn State. He
He's
really
supposed to be
wasn't.
the fastest one in the draft, I believe.
Yeah, because he's not a big guy. He's under 6 foot, right?
And then they kept their tradition going with Alabama D linemen. They got Phil Darien, another local guy.
Shout out Neville.
Louisiana. Yeah.
And they also went more Bama with Brian Robinson from Alabama
and
running
ULL,
back. He's
Percy
pretty good.
Butler.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Commanders. I think they're pretty good. I think, I guess we need to talk the records a little bit like we did the other teams for the South. So Giants, what do y'all think? Like, what's their?
Oh God,
shoot,
That's
probably
4-12, 4-13.
Yeah, I mean something like that.
Yeah,
What's
they're
their
17
ceiling?
games now.
5 or 6?
I think
6
5.
wins.
I think 5 would be. If they have 6, I think it's a great year for them.
And then I guess floor is 2. It could be that low.
No,
I don't think they'll be that because their division's weak.
Their division's weak, and I think they got a new coach, and I think they have some pieces.
I mean, their offense might keep them in games.
Yeah,
Crap,
they're
they beat the Saints in the Dome last year, right?
I was there. Yeah, don't mention that.
Ron Rivera's still
Washington.
Yeah.
And I love Ron Rivera.
We're talking wins.
We
jump
jump
backwards.
backwards. Yeah, we jump backwards.
Yeah.
I think they'll win 5 games, but I think they'll be a competitive type team. I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to
their
be.
offense will have to win them games. I don't
Yeah.
think their defense is going to be able to
No,
stop anything.
no.
But
I don't know. You got
They're going to be last place in that division, though.
the Giants, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say.
Because I think the other 3 are
Unless
toss-up.
Wentz is just
I think
bad.
you got
we got to get to that after we preview
you
the
got
rest
Don
of the
Martin
teams.
does DC there now though. I mean, he's been Baltimore DC for how many years?
yeah.
I mean, he's not going to come in there, and they're not going to be a terrible defensive team.
So you think they're going to improve this year?
Yeah,
I just don't know. I don't know if they have talent.
I still think they're the worst team.
They're the worst team in the division. They're the worst roster.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
because the Commanders have a defense.
Yeah, Commanders got players.
They have a defense, and if Wentz is,
they've actually drafted well, other than the quarterback.
And Wentz is an upgrade.
I mean, if Wentz is on the if Wentz is on the field,
he'll
be decent.
And Rivera never does
until he's not.
Rivera's always going to be competitive. He's going to have teams that are going to fight and be competitive.
Looking at the Giants' schedule,
who we got?
I think they can beat the Bears.
Yeah,
I think that's safe to say. They could beat the Bears. They could beat the Jaguars. They could beat the Seahawks.
I think the Jaguars are going to be a lot better this year.
I think Lawrence could take a step forward, but you still never know.
Doug Peterson's
going to turn around a little bit.
They'll be in that game with them at least. Seahawks, they're not going to be good.
This is going to be the best quarterback.
I think they can win 2 or 3 games in their division. The Cowboys always piss away a game, it feels like, so that's possible still.
Cowboys by far have the best roster, but
yeah, we know how that goes.
Yeah.
I think 5. A 6.
Oh, what about the Commanders? What is their
Commanders? I think they're
they
a
win
7 and 10 type team, 8 and 9.
I think their ceiling's 8 or 9.
Well, they won the division. That
was year before.
2 years ago
when they almost beat freaking Brady.
Yeah. They should have beat Brady
with
the dude that
Taylor
was
Heineke
taking his engineering exam.
Yeah, that's a solid team. That they play defense, and
they got weapons on offense.
They got a D line that's pretty.
And
nasty.
Wentz can.
They just draft Alabama and say
Wentz can be good. He can be.
Yeah, he can.
Yes, he can. I'm not the only person that thinks
he can be. But then he's like,
he's the number 2 pick, and almost
what the freak are you doing?
You're so anti him though.
I don't understand his rep.
Like his bad rep.
Yeah, I don't want people just bang him.
It's his overall numbers don't look that bad, but it's just in moments.
And
it's kind of like take Tony Romo, great statistically. Did you want Tony Romo for your in the playoffs? No. And actually, Tony Romo wasn't even that bad in the playoffs. It was just some moments that stuck with him.
That one fumble snap, he never got back. I mean,
the worst thing that ever happened to Carson Wentz was Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Because he was
MVP.
He was MVP that year. Yeah, I mean that year.
The worst thing that ever happened to him was he blew out his knee.
That killed him.
But I mean, if they would have kind of just fell out after that knee injury,
but you know, and I was thinking, man, why is everybody banging on Wentz? Why? And then I was like, okay, he's with the Colts.
It's because he's a ginger.
They got the GM there is good. They're actually got a good team, and they gave him 1 year, and they we're out.
Yeah.
So there's
he did something. He did something to
there.
piss off. What's his name? Polian. That he just. Who's the owner over there?
Ursay.
Oh, Ursay. There you go. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
He did something over there to piss him off, and he pissed him off good. So I don't know what it was, but I mean, you're talking about an owner that came from Peyton Manning, who made him tons of money. Then he ended up with Andrew Luck. Yeah, and so
I would love.
And now it's just a revolving door.
Yeah,
guys trying to save their career.
Yeah, he was kind of spoiled to some generational talents and.
When does Indianapolis try to take that step towards a quarterback?
Matty Ice.
This is probably the last hoorah. What kind of contract did he get? 1 year? Not to go down.
No, he's still on that. He's still on the Falcons. Yeah, they traded.
They've got to draft. They've got to draft a guy next year in this quarterback draft. Yeah.
But the problem is they're going to be good enough where they're not going to get that good of a draft.
They're not going to get Bryce Young.
But I think there's still going to be some talent there.
And I'm not.
And you can always trade up. I mean, you can always trade up.
They need to just take a year
because they're right on the fringe of that win now.
They're not going to though.
Because with that rookie running back,
they're trying to win now. Mm-hmm. They're trying to win now.
Before you have to pay.
And the thing is, their defense. Yeah, exactly.
We need to get into them.
So Eagles, you want to do Eagles next?
Ooh, yeah, do Eagles. Yeah, we're all over their job right now.
I'm not a.
Boston Scott re-signed.
Heck yeah, baby, tech legend.
Who drafted him?
New Orleans.
Yeah,
let him go. But they don't value him a whole lot. He's only going to get like $2 million for 2 years.
Yeah, he's
going to be the best running back on their roster, probably.
Somehow by the end of the year.
How is it that the receivers get so much money and running backs don't get squat?
Because running backs
hit so much more.
That's so crazy.
They have a
shelf life,
8-year career at most.
Which I know.
That's like
I still think it's a little disproportionate though to what they get paid and what their impact on the field.
Well, and there's certain ones that you can give that money to.
There's just too many. You can go get them.
Like the ones like McCaffrey that do it all, they're more.
McCaffrey only does it for half a year. Yeah.
I know, but that's the thing because he got that contract and then it was done with pretty much.
And look, that's with AK, and AK punches his way out of.
Now the ones like Henry and Chubb, like where they're just pretty much ground and pound guys, and they've got other guys that do the catching and all that. I think those are the ones you can pay, and that's what Jonathan Taylor will get in the future.
I think Jonathan Taylor could be a guy, but you never know with running backs in the shelf life. But
yeah,
but anyways, the Eagles.
Biggest thing, AJ Brown. And I think that's a freaking great move. Pair him up with Devontae Smith and
Hurts this time to
take that pressure off Devontae Smith.
I think the Eagles have been pretty good.
I think so you believe in Gardner Minshew too. So
I mean, I had him in my top 5 for the 25 and under.
Yeah,
remember that. So I think he can do it. I think he can do it.
He can.
I
think he showed that he can't. I mean, if he's not popped yet, when's he gonna pop?
I mean,
I don't know if he's gonna pop, but I think he can win you games.
And he can. I'm not gonna say he can do that.
He's never gonna be.
He's not gonna get you a Super Bowl.
He's not gonna win MVP.
Maybe not.
No, he's not.
I mean, Nick Foles got you a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But after Carson Wentz,
whole different kind of style though.
Yeah.
Foles can swing the rock.
Yeah, but Hurts
can't
sling
the rock.
He's just got that leadership and
but that gets you.
He's a likable guy.
That gets you to the 7th seed and you getting knocked out the first round.
By Tom Brady.
I think the Eagles could win 10 games. I think
they drafted Jordan Davis.
That gets you a 6th seed.
Play with
and you
Fletcher
get knocked
Cox.
out first round.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division at all.
They can't.
They made some good signings. Jason Kelsey's back. Who else? Anthony Harris, really good safety.
I guess he wants to. Retire as an Eagle. I thought Fletcher Cox would go to the contender somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got James Bradbury from the Giants, who will play the opposite side of Darius Slay. That's a really good. It's a really good duo at corner.
Hassan Reddick,
Kazir White. He's good.
And they drafted Nakobe Dean from Georgia.
Heck yeah, that could be a steal.
A lot of people thought that was going to be a first-round pick.
That could be a freaking steal.
Was that not weird?
Did he have a medical thing, a heart maybe?
They found it in the combine.
They found one, yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. Something that had to be repaired.
But, I mean, if he's half the player he was at college, he's a solid player for a third-round pick.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's a steal.
Yeah.
I was screaming at LSU. I mean, I was screaming at Saints to get him.
Yep.
Jordan Davis is going to be a stud.
Yeah. What was his 40 time? 4.7, 4.6?
He's a freak of nature.
And he's a freaking deep tackle. Yeah.
He's so big.
So who
put him beside Fletcher Cox? I mean, that's
and Derek Barnett on the outside.
Milton Williams from Tech.
Yeah, Milton Williams. He's a solid
second or third round.
Sit behind him in class.
He went to class?
Large fella.
Yeah. Some of their losses, I mean, they didn't really lose anybody big. Brandon Brooks retired. He had I think he tore his Achilles last year. Ryan Kerrigan's, I don't know what he's doing.
He was at the back end of his career anyway.
Yeah, but really they didn't lose anything. Steven Nelson played really well last year at corner, but they probably improved that with James Bradbury.
Absolutely.
So. That fan base over there in Philadelphia demands
toxic
some wins, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
toxic, but they expect a lot out of their team. It's not bad.
Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. I don't know who the slot guy will be. I mean, Zach Pascal, he's not bad
He's not bad at all.
Neither
he does
Greg
well.
Ward.
He did with the Colts, you know.
Yeah. And you still got Rager, who could maybe do a little something.
And they got Greg Ward.
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who's better than
I think when Jason Kelsey,
Jefferson,
Fletcher Cox, I think those are legends for Philly that this is their last year.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try to.
And is this Hurts' contract year probably?
He was a second round pick, so
yeah.
This is make or break time for him, and probably
he's got the best weapons of his career. So. You know, I really think that they can do something.
So if they don't take a step, then this is it for them, and they'll probably start the rebuild.
A.J. Brown's a heck of a receiver, and Devontae Smith was really good last year.
He actually had a good year. Yeah,
I think Rager can be great.
Louisiana boy
could have been great.
Take some pressure off these dudes.
That one hurts.
From A-Meat.
Yeah.
So I think their ceiling honestly could be 10 wins, maybe even 11 if they.
It depends on how bad the Cowboys want to win. So
yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles' defense is going to be definitely improved. Oh, Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that. Crap, 3 years, $45 million. Really good linebacker who's freaking athlete. I think he's the one that almost played some DN too. Like he's crazy. Yeah, 10 wins, 11 wins maybe, and what's their floor? 7.
At the worst case, they should be a 500 team at the worst.
Yeah.
So if they have 7, that's
they have 7.
If they have 7, Hurts is gone.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be on Hurts.
The GM's
if they're gone,
who's the coach? Serrani?
Whatever it is, he's an Italian.
Yeah.
If they do 7, there's going to be a lot of
Italian fella.
A lot of office visits in the off season.
So let's go to the what should be favorite Dallas Cowboys. Cowgirls.
I think they could be a Super Bowl contender.
I think they got worse.
They say that every year.
I think they could, man.
I think they got worse.
I get tired of hearing it.
Dak for MVP.
That's better than Lamar, right?
Prove what they got.
That's a
they
good
just got to
debate.
win a playoff game.
Yeah,
it's no debate.
It's a debate.
Dak's better than Lamar.
Absolutely not.
Dak is on a lot of lists.
He's on the top 10.
Speaking of
How about the hip workout?
Speaking of steal linebacker,
Damone
Clark.
Clark.
I mean that's a steal.
But he had some injury stuff too, right?
Had some nicks, yeah.
No, but that's some going to put the defense on his back the past 3 years.
What you talking
Kyler
about?
Smith at O-tackle from Tulsa.
He was a reach, a big reach.
Yeah, I remember.
But if anyone can develop
if
anyone can develop O-line, it's Dallas. So
yeah.
And is he going to have to play right away?
Oh, yeah.
Look at all those 5th round picks they had.
I can't remember who all they lost.
They'll play him
they lost Connor Williams, Lale Collins.
They're going to play him at right tackle, probably.
They picked 4 guys in the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. It's like the Saints' whole draft right
and
there.
this Jalen Tolbert guy,
I
don't even remember him.
Collins,
I think he had speed.
South Alabama.
He tweeted out, Joey B, don't worry, your back's...
Yeah. The biggest thing for them was they re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, he'll help.
Can we
and I kind of like the shot in the dark on Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
I did too.
He could do some stuff.
It was a good pickup. Is Zeke shot? I mean, is he done?
I think they're better with Pollard back there.
I don't think they're better, but
more productive when he's back there.
I don't know.
It's crazy to think that.
Dude,
I thought he might have left this year. I thought they might have got rid of him.
That's crazy how fast Zeke fell.
I felt like it's going to happen as soon as he got that money. He's done.
Running backs, man. It's what happens.
Their biggest thing, in my opinion, is losing Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson, and then you're relying on Michael Gallup to be out there the whole season. And you got James
Washington, who's not going to be a big-time guy.
I mean, he never had to be.
He was with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was the 4th in Pittsburgh.
I was just about to say, he was 4, yeah.
What about their tight end situation? Who are these cats?
Dalton Schultz.
They re-signed Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Franchise.
He franchise tagged.
I mean, that
he'll make like $18 million.
He was the one that he caught most of their balls from the tight end position.
He's a good tight end.
Yeah.
And they got a tight end out of Wisconsin in the 4th round named Jake Ferguson.
Yeah. And what about the freaking fall from grace from Vander Esch and Jalen Smith? It was like one of the best linebacker. Sean Lee freaking retired. He was old.
Oh yeah, but
these two were like 24-year-olds.
Lee wasn't really old. He was just hurt.
Yeah,
he was just banged up.
Jalen Smith, he had that horrible injury from that Fiesta Bowl game.
Well, yeah, but he came into the league and was doing really good.
Him and Vander Esch were looking like Pro Bowlers their rookie year.
All pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the best linebacker tandem in the league, and now both are pretty much off the team.
I mean, Vander Esch is on a one.
Vander Esch is on the team.
AK couldn't go nowhere against Dallas because of those two linebackers.
Parsons is.
I forget about Michael Parsons.
People have him in like the top 5 or top 10 NFL players in the league. Mm-hmm. Let the man do it another freaking year.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he had one year where he was really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's his name at corner? You know, they're all
Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, Diggs. He has the interceptions, but
he's a pick machine. But he
has the interceptions, but he gives up the most yards in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's leaving people out to dry.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's getting the ball thrown at him so much.
Yeah. He's baiting them, and he's
not
just catching them.
No, he's not baiting nothing. He's just getting beat.
He's getting beat. Yeah. Yeah, Parsons. I agree. I mean, Parsons got approved another year for me, but what he did last year was pretty special.
I mean, he's no Ohtani, right?
And no, he's not playing both sides.
He's no Davenport. Top 10 in the freaking NFL though.
No,
for a rookie. That's
straight up recency.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's a star on his helmet.
Yeah, that's
and
where he was highly touted coming out of college too.
Yeah, he was.
You know,
he
lived up to the hype.
He was at first round, probably what pick
number
was
11, I believe.
11th overall pick, and he was successful. So
number 12.
They're going to talk about
12,
it.
okay.
12th overall pick. They hit. You know,
and kind of was shocked that he fell to 12. I mean, they didn't really think.
Well, because he didn't have a position.
Yeah,
and talk about Penn State, man. Penn State, all they do is put out linebackers.
13 sacks last year.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Oh, he was a freak.
He was an all-pro.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he's got like a weird tweener position where he can play DN, but he could also be an off-ball linebacker.
You label him as football.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what he plays, football.
But teams like that hybrid.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing at all.
He was what's his name when he came out of Michigan a few years ago? Was supposed to be Peppers. That's what they.
Peppers is going to be more of the D-back linebacker.
The DB linebacker, and so but he didn't. Peppers obviously didn't flourish like.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's kind of what you mentioned with Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons, they still don't know he's going to play.
He had a really good year last year.
Arizona, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. They got him in the safety role.
He was
full on. He's so good
at Clemson.
Yeah,
golly.
But yeah,
where was he at in that national championship game though? Nowhere to be found. Oh,
yeah.
kind of like CD Lamb and that City. That one catch CD had.
How about AJ Terrell, the cornerback for Clemson?
Yeah, who kept getting drafted, and
Jamar Chase just freaking burned.
And they love him down in the NFL.
Yes, yeah, he was a stud.
Jamar Chase still
AJ Terrell's had a freaking really
except for Derek Stingley.
And Jamar just made him look.
Where did
silly.
Stingley go?
Texans.
Number 3 overall. Bless his heart. Speaking of Texas, y'all see those new red helmets everyone busted out?
Oh, yeah. I like them.
Wow.
Hey, Davis Mills.
Wish they'd throw J.J. Watt back out there with the blood coming from his nose and all red. Man, that'd be so cool.
So the Cowboys, they're also finally letting go to the Randy Gregory experience.
Oh, my God.
Did he go to Denver?
Denver, yeah.
Yeah, that's not
just where he does not need to go.
Yeah,
that's right.
And they've lost
because I got
both safeties, DeMonte KZ and Keanu Neal. And they're replacing them with Malik Hooker and Jaron Kearse.
They also lost Legatron.
Yeah.
Greg Zuerlein.
Legatron, baby.
Screw Greg Zuerlein, man.
Where'd he go?
Jets.
I like Legatron.
He's going to help.
He got like a 3-year. He got a pretty good contract.
He finished us off after
Zach Wilson, a.k.a. Paul Finch.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. And he's burned me a couple times in fantasy, too. So.
I had him when he was like a rookie on the Browns, and he was so freaking good.
He was.
Yeah, I remember Dallas. I mean, it feels like it was just a year or two ago, but I know it was longer. That offensive line, man.
That was the staple.
Travis Frederick. Every year they draft one.
That's where Frederick had that heart issue.
That's where Zeke made his money.
Yeah, that's right.
Is Frederick back or did he retire? He retired?
I think he's playing.
He's back.
Then he started raging and punching.
I thought he retired.
I'm pretty sure he played in the last year, did he?
Yeah, but I thought he retired.
After the year.
He ain't on this list.
He's done.
Really?
Wow.
So did they replace him with another Wisconsin center?
He ain't played since 2019.
No, he did.
They replaced him with the Wisconsin center.
Oh, that's what it was.
They replaced him with his protege type deal. Yeah. Whoever plays center for him now was from Wisconsin.
They drafted another Wisconsin kid. I do, yeah.
They drafted
that offensive line is. I mean,
they've lost like everybody.
Yeah, they lost everybody.
I mean, they've still got Zach Martin.
Smith.
So how good is
Smith still there?
Well, he ain't gonna make it the whole year.
How good is Dak this year? Is he a top 10 quarterback like everybody says?
Oh, Tyler Biadasz.
Where's he from?
It's Wisconsin, didn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
4th round pick.
Yeah.
Is Dak a top 10 guy this year?
I think he could be.
I mean, he obviously
not over Lamar.
I mean, GM.
We don't know. He ain't gonna be over Lamar Jackson.
The GMs, the players, they all voted that he was over Lamar.
Swap them teams. Put Dak on Baltimore. Let Lamar throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb and have an offensive line like he does in freaking Dallas.
Baltimore's offensive line is not terrible now.
It's not terrible, but they trade away their best guys.
They trade Orlando Brown, and he became like really good with Kansas City.
He was really good with Baltimore. They shouldn't want to pay the man.
Mahomes needed an offensive lineman. They were nice enough to let him have him. I mean, Lamar can run. I mean,
they had to save money to pay their receivers. Oh wait, they traded them.
Traded him too.
Yeah, his receiver.
They're worried about getting Calais Campbell on another contract, and
so Dak's definitely going to be better than Lamar this year.
Not at all.
He's got more weapons. No.
So
Lamar's going to freaking lead the Ravens to the best record in the AFC, and y'all are going to see.
And then lose the playoff game first.
Yeah, because it's the Throw to Rashad Bateman. That's his number one.
So what's that MVP wager you're putting on Lamar?
Who the lines are.
Yeah, I want to know what that is.
That's the return on investment
contract year.
I think we need a Josh Allen wager over here.
I wouldn't get a lot of money
wager over here, and a Joey B wager right there.
Hey, I bet on Jameis last year. So.
Heck yeah!
Hey,
I bet my house on Josh.
I'll throw down some crab legs for Jameis.
Comeback player of the year. Let's put it down
Just
on
wait till that AFC North preview show. It's gonna
I can't wait. I can't.
We're gonna do that one last.
Absolutely, it's gonna be longer than NFC.
We gotta know what the crap Deshaun Watson's doing.
I'm definitely gonna be here for that one because I've got to press his buttons whenever we can talk about Lamar. I got to get it out of him.
I'll just say I've been on Lamar since the second he got drafted.
We can only say
thank
God Baker's thrown out at Cleveland because we would never get done with that podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be saying we wish he was in Cleveland after what he does with the Panthers this year.
Oh my gosh. The Panthers, yeah, because we're scared.
I need Tracy Taylor on with him talking about Baker. He might be a bigger Baker homer.
Yeah, because he's an Oklahoma guy.
Yeah. He got to meet Baker at a camp this summer too.
What's his feelings on Rattler?
I don't think he likes him.
I don't think anybody.
Well, I do. I'm glad that Baker's out of the AFC North just because my three favorite quarterbacks in the NFL aren't in the same division anymore. So that's good.
That's a good thing.
Because having Burrow, Lamar, and Baker there sucked. I wanted three teams from the AFC North to make the playoffs, and it's not going to happen.
No, that's going to be from the AFC West.
So
So Cowgirls.
Are we all on the same idea, like 11 or 12 wins, possibly?
You said Super Bowl.
You said
I think 14.
Oh, I think they can.
Who are they throwing to? Michael Gallup's going down week 2.
You don't know that.
No, everyone does.
He's still got CD in him, and I like James Washington still from Oklahoma State.
The last 2 or 3 years, every time I watch Dallas, I'm like, wait, who's that receiver?
They gave the man a freaking 5-year deal. He's not going to make it through that.
He looks good when he's on the field, but I know he has to be on the field to look good. But
I think the Cowboys are cursed.
I hope they are.
I think they'll be cursed until Jerry dies, and then they'll,
I really think losing Cedric Wilson's going to hurt them. Maybe Amari might, maybe not as much, but losing Cedric Wilson, that's going to be big. And he got a payday in Miami. I think he got 4 years.
I think Dallas will go as far as Zeke takes them.
That's not very far. Week 7.
I think if you get the Zeke that we saw, I think they're scared.
I think that Zeke's dead.
I don't think he's dead. I think he can still run the ball.
And I think that's why they're trying to incorporate Pollard more to help Zeke out for the situation.
Because Zeke, when he was good, right? He was
top 5 running back in the league,
and they were phenomenal.
Maybe use Pollard in the slot some.
And that was before Dak became
Pollard needs the ball.
If Dak could have had that Zeke, that'd have been scary.
Yeah.
Zeke was that whenever they were the best team in the NFL. Because they had that year where they were 14 wins?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then lost in the...
Yeah.
Last year...
and you got to think he's got some kind of bounce back.
Last year, Zeke played every game.
That bad.
Played every game, had 1,000 rushing yards.
That's not bad.
4.2 a carry, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, but
10 touchdowns.
It's when he
so he got a bad rap then.
Only 1 fumble.
That's not a bad year. That's serviceable.
How many touches did he have?
And how
237 attempts,
how many touches?
1,000 yards.
How many touches did he have 2 years prior to that?
Touches.
Because he was hurt the year before, right?
That's all you got.
Yeah, in 2019 he played 16 games, had 301 touches.
Yeah.
But only 1,300 yards. So 70 more carries, 300 more yards.
Yeah, so 200-something touches is less than 20 times a game.
So maybe he's still got
his average is right around there, 4.2. His career average is 4.5.
Yeah, he's just past that stage in his career where he's going to be the bell cow.
Well, he don't get that second level, that third level. He don't.
His rookie year, 1,600 yards rushing.
Yeah,
how many touchdowns?
How many touches?
322. So 100 more.
So he was getting way too many touches early on.
And I think that.
Well, because that was that
Pollard kind of.
Pollard
kind of takes some of that from him.
Which is okay. It's okay to have that. That's the good thing with the Saints are with AK and Ingram or whoever.
I'm dying to have another feature back.
Pollard had 130 carries last year.
That's why I think the key to the Saints' offense this year is going to be Mark Ingram at some point.
The key?
He's going to be a big key because if he ain't successful,
if that's our key, we're going to have problems.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is if he plays well, AK plays well. Because it'll be more fresh.
The best Saints teams have always had Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah.
I think Abram,
in the backfield.
I think Abram Smith's going to step up for that.
I hope so.
And I like Tony
We
Jones.
need somebody.
I love Tony Jones.
I like him.
I just don't know if he can stay healthy. I'm a big Tony Jones guy.
Tony
we need
Pollard-
to find out about that suspension.
Tony Pollard had 130 carries, 719 yards last year.
We need to find out
What
before.
was that again?
130 carries, 719 yards.
Yeah.
And
That's
2
like 6
touchdowns.
yards a carry on.
5.5.
Yeah.
And then receiving, he had.
See, that's what Zeke doesn't do anymore. Or
He
really,
can't. He's past that stage in his career.
Yeah, he's not coming out of the backfield.
So you think
catching
his
the ball.
twitch is gone a little bit, huh?
That's what I'm afraid. That's what I
Yet
think.
again, it's that shelf life.
Oh,
How
you
many years he's
watching
been in
it.
the league now? 6?
I thought he'd run to the line and just, either the hole or he got tackled.
Him and Fournette, they came out that same year, and McCaffrey, I think, was in there too.
So this
They're all on their last contracts, probably.
Ooh, this is Pollard's 4th year, so that should be contract year. What's Zeke got left on his?
Oh, 2 more years at least.
Big money.
He's signed a 4
He's
year.
got to be pushing 28.
He signed 6 years, $90 million.
Jesus. Dang, Jerry.
So he's got 3 years.
He didn't want to pay Dak.
Expires 2027. Holy crap!
Zeke has 5 more years.
2027.
How old is he?
He just not. He signed that thing just last year.
It expires
because he held out.
That's right.
He held out in Mexico.
That's right. He was working out on the beach.
Because he was
He's
threatening to
26.
retire.
Yeah.
He's my age. So whenever he retire or that contract's up, he'll be 31.
Oh, wait,
he won't make it to the end of that.
July 22nd, he'll turn 27.
That's a terrible. I'd like to see the numbers in that contract. Surely it's not backloaded. Surely it's not.
$50 million guaranteed out of the 90.
Golly.
He won't make it to
I
that.
bet it's all front though.
Jerry's got to retire.
I guarantee it's all. It's not front loaded.
Oh, 2026, $16 million.
Oh.
But there's
There's probably
no dead cap with it, so they can cut it.
They can cut it. Okay.
I mean, if you cut it in 2024,
they are going to cut it.
2024,
He's
it's
done.
only 10 a year.
Yeah, he's done it.
And a $6
a
million
lot for a running back.
$6 million dead cap. So
That's a lot for what he's going to give you in 2 years.
Well, my thing is, who are they competing against with that kind of contract? There's nobody else out there offering that.
Yeah, you
I
can't
think
do
it's
that.
just Jerry and the brand and everything.
Yeah.
So 2024, $10 million, $6 million dead cap. I think that's when he'll be 28, 29. And then
101.
he'll be out. Somewhere around there.
He don't have 19 home runs.
God, that's terrible. I didn't realize that. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
Every running back contract
Michael
is
Harris threw 100 miles
bad, honestly.
Yeah.
It's only one
Because
Asian.
the championship teams are the ones that
One Asian,
win
two
with a
positions.
rookie.
They don't ever have a
rookie running back or rookie quarterback. You can't pay both.
Can't.
And the Cowboys are paying
Or a
both.
veteran running back. A lot of them sometimes will have just
Yeah.
a veteran that's on a 1 year.
I mean, like the Seahawks with Russell Wilson.
That's right.
They did it that rookie
That's
year,
right.
the rookie contract, because once you have to pay them.
Should have won 2 Super Bowls under his rookie
Yeah,
contract.
That's became the method.
That is becoming
ever
the method.
since then.
Absolutely. Mahomes, Josh Allen, they all done that. Joe Burrow.
gotta go all
You
in.
have to win
You
whenever
got
they're on that
to.
contract.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many teams try and kind of tank a little.
Well,
bit. That's why the Eagles. I'm telling you, if they don't do good this year, that's what they're going to try and do.
That's what the Mahomes contract was so smart. Yeah, it looked all crazy at the beginning. No,
No,
he's already like the fourth. He's like the fourth highest.
That
paid.
was the Scottie Pippen contract.
Yeah, I mean he's
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
He's it's about
Have you
another
seen his
3 years.
contract?
Ronnie's getting
Yeah,
$10
he's
million
way
for like 8 more years, right?
Highway robbery.
That money goes a long ways.
Yeah, the NFL cap will
Like,
jump.
honestly,
So,
Oh, you know it's
year.
going to jump.
so yeah, we got, what are we thinking? 12?
12, 13.
I think. Yeah,
I think the floor is like 9.
I think 11 wins.
Yeah,
the
they'll be
division.
over 500 guaranteed. They'll be a playoff team.
I think 11 wins the division.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the NFC
It's
beast.
the
Eagles,
East.
I really think the Eagles are going to be right around there.
11. That's going to be.
It'll be, I think they really can be. They've got better weapons than the Cowboys. Maybe not running.
Yeah.
You have Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
So, Andre and Stacy, let us know what you think, man, about that.
But yeah. I'm sure we got plenty of
I
Cowboys.
know those are two of our listeners
They
who are
definitely-
diehard Cowboy fans.
I think they far and above have the best quarterback in the division, though.
Oh, yeah. So
It's
that's
not
close.
even close.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
close.
So I think
shouldn't be close at all.
that just about wins you the division.
Absolutely. That's going to win every time for you.
Now, what about their defense? I don't know if it's.
That's what it's always going to come down
They got
to.
some playmakers on the defense, though.
Yeah.
At all 3 levels.
They might have
Marcus
They might have the third best defense, though.
You know Lawrence is going to get you.
Washington and Philly might have better defenses.
Parsons, same thing.
I think Washington, but I don't.
Philly's
what?
Defense.
When will Chase Young be back? We'll be back right at the beginning, though? Because he got hurt like middle of the season.
I don't know what his injury was. I forget.
ACL.
He should.
That was the
be
year
back.
before last, right?
That's his past year. He was a rookie.
He was a rookie this past year. He got hurt his rookie year. He just got drafted.
Well, no, he came out with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, this is his second year.
He got hurt his second year.
No, this will be his third year. Yeah, this is his third.
He got hurt last year.
He got hurt.
He didn't get hurt the same year.
He had a great first
Okay.
year, and then he got hurt.
Except he won rookie of the year.
He's been kind of disappointing anyway, though. He's not even the best player on that D line.
Just because
That's
of
why I'm
injury,
not a fan
though.
of drafting pass rushers so high because he was supposed to be an absolute guarantee, but you still never know.
I think he's a solid.
He's
I don't think he's
not
terrible.
bad. And he'll get another contract with them.
He
but
can be a game changer.
He's been overtaken by like Montez Sweat.
I think we're going to see this.
Jonathan Allen. They've got.
Just think about it like this: they didn't draft Justin Herbert. They could have drafted Justin Herbert.
Well, drafting Justin Herbert at 2 would have been a terrible decision. And would he be who he is?
He had Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Would he be who he is?
Why not?
Offensive, the game
why not?
coaches
Whenever
and everything.
you do not have
I don't know why
I think Herbie's
and
the guy.
the reason I say that is because
he's just a dude.
He's at a organization right now with a head coach that's defense minded. He'd be the same with Washington.
Yeah, but he
with
came
a better coach.
Came in with like Tyrod Taylor, and I'm sure they probably had what's the Pop Warner guy? Is that him? He's been in San Diego forever. I think that's his name.
He could have came in with Fitzmagic there.
Yeah, but
I
it's
think
a lot of different.
I think Herbert's the guy. I think he's just.
I think Herbert would be good anywhere.
He didn't seem like that coming out of college.
No, he had all the physical tools, but they thought he was. Talent. They thought he was not a good locker room guy.
Yeah,
that was only knock on Herbie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that he didn't really play well.
Well, he didn't win big games at Oregon.
Yeah, he didn't really play.
But that's not his
really
fault.
Good.
I mean, they're not a top 5 program in the country. I mean, so he made him relevant.
Yeah,
I mean, because Oregon's not really been relevant.
We knew he was playing football.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know, especially with Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah, he had the tools. It was just, is he a locker room?
Yeah,
or not?
And which was weird because I mean, and a lot of that was just because he's just kind of a geek.
Weird.
He's smart,
but he's smart.
He's so
smart. Really, really smart people are weird.
Yeah, they are absolutely.
Like I'm just being honest. I'm a guy that works with a lot of doctors.
Yeah,
and. You know, every once in a while you come across one that's different. Nurses like that too, though. So.
All right, so the Orioles just won their 10th game. Would you have something else for football, Bill?
Yeah, I was going to say Chase Young is out. I mean, he's still out now.
Yeah.
He missed the OTAs, and they said there's no timeline on his return yet.
Okay.
So he may come back, and he may be not the same.
I think
there's no way to know.
I think he's a good player. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's not. I don't think he's that superstar game changer that people thought, though.
He looked like it his first year.
Honestly, Montez Sweat's the better player on that defensive line, and Jonathan Allen's really good at D tackle as well.
Allen's pretty.
So he might be the 3rd worst player on his team, and that's not a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, he had that same clowny effect coming out.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And do you think he needs to use performance-enhancing drugs?
Yes.
Is that a good way to segment it? Move into the last segment.
Yeah.
I don't think he has to.
I hope
He's
his injuries.
Gifted.
But why wouldn't you if you could?
Yeah.
If you couldn't get away with
Go
it.
to
Was he on the
Switzerland.
list, Bill? Was there a Chase Young on the list?
Yeah, Bill printed out a list of notable juice users.
I think he got the list from the biogenesis.
And he's got the Balco report right here, it looks like. He's prepared to take the stand along with Jose.
Let's go with first on this.
Yeah, now we're going to move into our Dirty 5
suspensions, not just notable. All suspensions.
best MLB juicers. By juice, we mean steroids. So
or HGH, however you want to call it.
You know what?
Tranquilizers.
or false tests, or you know.
I'm going to go first because my list is probably a little different than y'all's. And I kind of went with more of like, yeah, these guys that I have on my list, I think all should be Hall of Famers except for one dude, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I just kind of went with guys that, like, to me, just seem synonymous with steroid use.
Yeah, we don't have a. These are the 5 best players.
Yeah.
No,
If
it's just
you,
who
if
you
you
think
did
of.
that, if you did that, it would be. I mean, we'd all have probably the same 5 or 6 guys.
How I made my list was who immediately came to my
That's
mind.
right.
I just have
You know what I'm saying? And Jose Canseco comes to my mind, but screw Jose Canseco.
I don't care about him.
Yeah, that's my thing. Screw
I'm
him.
too young.
Well, we'll get into that. Yeah, ageism, man.
Yeah.
So
Bill will bring him up, I'm sure.
So, number 5 on my list is none other than slamming Sammy Sosa.
Okay.
I mean, Sammy's changed a lot about his physical appearance over time.
He's a white fella now.
He's a white fellow. He,
did the steroids do that?
No, steroids did not do that. He did that. He bleached himself, I guess.
Probably one of my all-time favorite baseball players ever.
But, yeah.
Got that disease like Michael Jackson.
He pulled the Michael. Yeah.
We were just talking about him with the 9/11 and the tiny flag.
Yeah, that's right.
Sued for what? So, yeah, but Sammy Sosa, y'all were too young but he was, I mean, that home run race in '98.
That's got me into baseball.
That was everything.
Oh.
I mean, me and Ty had our own little thing with kickball on the playground where we had a kickball home run race, and it was just because of that. And we did the little hopping thing that he would do when he hit the ball, and we would do the handshake.
I love
the
his
whole
little
thing.
stance. How he's
And see, that's when kids were into. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, we did that too.
Yeah.
The little peace sign. That's when kids were into baseball.
Yes, absolutely.
That's when baseball is cool.
I
would like to see baseball
Me
get back
too.
to that.
That's
Bring the steroids back.
Heck yeah.
I know y'all are just talking about MLB and how the talent pool is so good right now and so many good players, but it doesn't bring. There's not a guy in Major League right now that brings me to the TV.
You need to
watch Acuna.
You need to look up Ronald Acuna Jr.
If I walk by the TV and I saw a Sammy Sosa or a Mark McGwire, I stop.
I think
Watch the home run derby. Watch the home run derby.
A lot of guys right now.
And you're going to see something.
He played with baby blue cleats today just because he wanted to. He rocks a big old chain too, and he wears yellow accents.
He loves gold.
Not a color.
And I'll watch.
He's
I'll watch Home Run Derby. I'll watch it every year.
Yeah, Home Run
Derby.
Derby.
I'll watch it.
That's gonna be. That's the talent
Tatis.
pool. Rodriguez, Jose Ramirez, who is so undervalued.
Jazz Chisholm's going to be fun.
Jazz Chisholm, God, I wish he was in the Derby.
If you're gonna get back into it, now's the time.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying that.
That year, I mean, I remember that, and I know everybody's started bringing up all the steroid stuff, but when we were watching that, I didn't care.
No.
I was so excited.
Bill,
I
juice up
pregame, please.
Juice them up. I don't care. Like,
If they want to
That
show
was-
bodies, they should be able to.
That was pure violence when they would hit a baseball.
When the Cubs and Cardinals would play, you'd have Big Matt Land over there from Mark McGwire, and him and Sosa would be just hitting homers.
Yeah.
And
And the
homers,
games
man.
where they played, where the Cubs and the Cardinals played each other.
Oh, it was the best.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were
Primetime
they seemed
TV.
like they were
Yes.
so excited to be playing with and they'd hit home runs back and forth, and they'd hug each other.
I don't know what the
and all,
viewership was like on those games, but it felt like a Monday night
sure it was
football game.
good.
It did. And
Another
you didn't-
30 for 30
Hey,
as
you
well.
didn't care what the records were. You didn't care if they were in the playoff
Because
race.
chicks
All you
dig the long ball.
cared about
Exit velo.
That's all he cared
I want
about.
exit velo. Stop messing with the ball, Major League Baseball.
I used to have a Simpsons
Amen.
jersey. I wore it all the time. Like,
Do you think he knew he had the corked bat that time?
Yeah.
You think he knew it?
Yeah, batters know that.
Okay.
There's no way.
When you hit a baseball,
I remember that happening.
when
I
you
don't
hit a
remember what year that
baseball and
was.
you feel it,
Yeah.
like you know.
There's no way.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder
I've never
how many
played with a
games
court
he
bat,
used
but
it.
Oh, just
wonder
that
how many
one.
games, yeah.
Just that one.
yeah. But you know what? You know who cares?
Some trickster.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody,
cares.
baby.
Do you think? I'm sorry to keep butting.
No,
up.
you're good.
Do you think he should be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I agree.
All day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yes.
One of the hardest things in the world to do besides hit a golf ball straight is hit a baseball. And he had juice, hit 600 and something of them. Though.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Hey, all the other guys had the same opportunity to juice too.
That's my thing. I don't
Right.
care if the
Chipper should have done it.
No, I wouldn't say that.
We're not going that far. You know who should have done it though? Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones should have retired
should've
5 years ago.
They're both on my list.
Andrew.
Y'all don't know.
Andrew Jones be a Hall of Famer.
So number 4 is going to be a guy that's going to be on your list for sure, and he was probably the biggest villain in baseball, maybe other than Pete Rose. For some people, he still is, and that's A-Rod.
Oh, okay.
Everybody loves to hate A-Rod, but honestly, like I think of A-Rod, I go back to '94. Yeah, with the Mariners, him and King
Now we
Griffey
got
Jr.
J-Rod.
Yeah, and J-Rod's fun, and I liked him when he was with the Rangers, which is when he started juicing. And
Him
then
and Pudge.
yeah, and then when he went to the Yankees, like he was the villain then.
Well, fun thing about that, before I came over here, They were doing, I guess, like a little ad or something for the Derek Jeter documentary, who is the most overrated athlete of all time. But
the captain?
The captain, yeah, he is. And it was A-Rod and Jeter, and they were talking. Before A-Rod signed with the Yankees, A-Rod said, I want y'all to know I will not play shortstop. I refuse to play shortstop because that's Derek Jeter's spot. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, they actually
he put himself.
Have you
like
seen the
once.
beef with them though? They did have a little beef.
Yeah, they seemed happy with each other a minute ago.
No, and they are, but like there's a guy, and it's one of the maybe it's Sports Illustrated, but they do sports beef, and they talked about the beef between the two. But it had something to do with whenever he was at the Rangers.
Yeah,
it was a contract thing, and he was saying how he deserved more money than captain.
Yeah,
and this is before they squashed it.
Yeah,
but you know,
I was still young whenever all that happened, and it was pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I hate Derek Jeter kinda, but it was kind of cool to hear that like, yeah, A-Rod's probably the biggest draw in the sport at that time, and he said, no, that's not me. If I want to play shortstop, I'm staying with the Rangers.
And by the way, A-Rod was a heck of a shortstop.
Yeah. He was a heck of a baseball player.
He had all the tools.
And back to that question, where I'm going to ask this question a lot, probably, if y'all keep having
Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes.
Is he a Hall of Famer? I think he is.
Absolutely.
He was a Hall of Famer before he used steroids.
How many home runs does he have, Bill?
Like 670, maybe?
660.
There's so many different things that a Hall of Famer means to me.
Exactly.
I think it's 660. Something like that. His homers.
So
yeah, I know it's around 670.
Because I'm pretty sure Paul.
Yeah, A-Rod's a good pick though.
Yeah, like A-Rod there. Number 3 is a little change of pace, and I don't. We said Major League Juicers, not sluggers, and Roger Clemens is that 3. And
what does that do for a pitcher?
Have you seen his thighs?
But helps you heal quicker.
It helps you heal. Yes, but like Roger Clemens, some pitchers generate, a lot from their whipping motion of their arm. Randy Johnson, the monster. You get that whipping motion. But a lot of guys generate it from their lower body.
Spencer Strider. Yeah, all of his power comes from the lower half.
Roger Clemens had thighs like Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Like he was just stacked, lower. So, yeah, and, he was good. How many Cy Youngs did he win? Like 4?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
3,000 strikeouts, 300 wins, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's just crazy to. I don't know. I just don't really think it does that much.
And I get it, Clay.
In baseball,
but there's a reason why he's doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, the biggest thing with it is
besides him, who's the next pitcher that did it? That was good.
Well,
did Andy Pettit?
Andy Pettit did it.
God, them freaking Yankees.
And think about
Astros. The freaking Astros.
Hey, and think about that was your 2 of your last pitchers that were pitching up to their 40s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's
Jamie Moyer.
I said, let's not forget Jamie Moyer. He was pitching when he was 51, I think.
Yeah, but I just at some point pitching you have to control and actually place pitches and everything, and I don't know. I don't know how much adding a couple miles per hour would.
Well, that's not why they.
Yeah. I think it's more recovery with those guys. I mean, Peyton Manning did performance-enhancing drugs, not necessarily steroids. I think his was HGH, but to recover from his injury.
And I'll point out that Clemens during the year, I think it was in the 2005 season when they played the Braves, of course.
In the 18-inning game?
They were. Yeah, I was going to say the Astros were still in the National League then, so they were playing a divisional game with the Braves, and it went 18 innings. Clemens came in like
a baby
after 3 days rest and pitched in relief in that game.
Yep.
So,
I remember that game like it was yesterday.
Your regular.
He wasn't doing steroids, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, that was in New York.
According to Andy Pettit, he did, but,
There's no proof.
And the Mitchell report.
Which Bill has in hand. Number 2.
But Hall of Famer.
Yeah, obviously. Big time
Hall of Famer.
There's only one cat on this list who's not going to be on the Hall of Fame, and you'll see in a second. So, number 2, arguably the greatest hitter of all time, one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Manny Ramirez.
Barry Bonds. Manny Ramirez was great, and it was a steroid user.
I thought you were going to go with Hank Aaron.
We're not bringing up Hammer and Hank, okay?
I think Barry Bonds is definitely the best juiced hitter of all time.
Absolutely.
But Barry Bonds, have y'all ever seen any? Recently, I watched some footage. It was from the catcher cam.
Before and after photos.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. But there was some catcher footage, and his bat speed is so fast. So fast. And it looked like he just hit the ball and it was like effortless.
Another
and it was
one.
gone.
Another one.
400
that
feet.
I walk by TV and I would stop when he's at the plate. I mean, he just.
I mean, the dude got intentionally walked with the bases loaded sometimes.
Yeah,
all you got to do.
All I think about is those balls he hit out in the water. You know, and the canoes.
Splash on.
Yeah, they out there trying to go.
Awesome field. Love that.
Great
field.
field. Yeah.
But early in Barry's career, I mean, he was a heck of a fielder. He had
a Hall of Famer before he got steroids.
He didn't need to juice.
He's a Hall of Fame before he went to
He has 2 Hall of Fame careers.
Absolutely was.
Yeah.
And what's he get? Like 6 MVPs? 7?
Something like that. And how many steals did he have? Like 500 or something like that?
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, it was
a ton of steals that people don't even remember.
Was he in did he make the 40-40 club one year?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
I think he had 30-30.
Of course,
30-30.
He was.
A-Rod had 40-40.
You know, what was he, 6 foot
Griffey
and
had
185 pounds?
180 pounds, maybe?
But A-Rod had 30-30 then.
But
it's insane.
You know, when Greg Maddux talks about 2 guys that he had trouble with, and it was Tony Gwynn. One of the greatest contact hitters of all time, and then Barry Bonds.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
the only 2 people that scared him.
Want to put the ball in play, want to put the ball over the freaking seats.
That's right. So Barry Bonds is my number 2. And number 1, originally I had it just as one guy, but then I was like, can't have one without the other. I'm going with the original Bash brothers, Big Mac, Mark McGwire, and Jose Canseco. Man, they made steroids cool.
Yeah.
You know,
and
them in wrestling, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, those dudes
can't bring up that name much more. Yeah. They know the Chris Benoit story. Google.
They had great careers. Jose Canseco didn't have a bad career. Big Mac definitely had the better career. And you go back to 1998, that was, the home run race, and that was everything when I was a kid. But the 2 of them, I mean, I knew them from the A's organization, yeah. And they had a nasty breakup, and that's actually kind of interesting if you go back and, watch any of the Jose Canseco beef with Big Mac and all that.
I think he had beef with everybody.
Yeah, I don't think he's a likable kid.
Have you seen the Netflix? It's like a short thing. It's like 40 minutes. Like Andy Samberg, I think, is one of the guys. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
How about one of the funniest highlights of all time? With
forehead,
the ball going off his head,
forehead
and home run.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say that.
If y'all never watched any of you were saying the original Bash Brothers. I mean, when the A's and the A's Dodgers game, I know
they won a World Series together.
Yeah,
didn't they? Yeah.
You know that famous Kirk Gibson home run. Dodgers against and he was hurt. He couldn't really run, and that was against
that team.
Yeah, Dennis Eckersley was the hottest closer in baseball and hit a home run on him.
I went down a Kirk Gibson rabbit hole the other day.
Well, the series, the Earthquake series.
Yeah,
it was in San Francisco.
Yep.
That was the A's and the Giants, and the A's.
Did Ricky Henderson get some years in with them?
Oh,
or was he? Yeah. Okay.
A lot of good. That 89, 90.
What year did they win it together?
It was 88, 89, 90 with Dave Stewart, pitcher for the A's. Oh, he was crazy.
I didn't know Kirk Gibson was a wide receiver at Michigan State.
How about that?
Oh. I didn't know Kirk Gibson was fast until I was playing MLB The Show the other day.
He's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I didn't know he was fast.
He left Michigan State as the top receiver in school history. And then his senior year, his football coach told him to play baseball, and he became like a freaking legend.
Wow. Speaking of that crossover, did y'all see the highlight I sent y'all the other day of Adley Rutzman tackling McCaffrey in college? Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Adley played for OSU and was on special teams and tackled
kickoff coverage.
I did not know that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I sent it in the group text.
I saw it, Kyle.
I'm probably asleep.
But anyways, that's my
all Hall of Famers except for Canseco.
Yeah, Canseco's not, but I mean he's in
Hall of Famers.
He's in pop culture Hall of Fame, in people's minds.
How many homers did Mark hit? Is he over 500?
He might have hit 6. He was over 5.
What was the year?
A-Rod 696, by the way.
Yeah,
A-Rod was ridiculous.
When's he eligible for Hall of Fame?
I don't think McGuire's that high.
Really?
I really
might not be.
He played a long time.
I'm eager to see what the sports writers do with A-Rod his first year on the ballot. Because
583.
This should be his first year coming up.
Did I miss it?
Miss it.
I guess I did.
Oh,
number 11. He's number 11.
Oh, okay. I didn't think he was
number
top
9.
20, honestly.
What was that?
He played a long time.
The 1 year, what was it? They had one had 71 and the other had 60.
Bar had 70 and
68?
Sosa had 65 or 66.
Oh, never mind.
Because Roger Maris was 64 that they had to break, right?
A-Rod's
So
already
what
been
happened, and actually what happened with
34%
Mark
for his first
is
year.
that his muscles got too big for his frame, and he just fell apart. Yeah. When he was done, he was
It was
done.
evident he was on steroids.
And now he's the hitting coach for the Cardinals?
He was with the Dodgers. at one
Dodgers,
point.
but now he's
Yeah,
Cardinals.
he's
I
thinking
think.
back.
Yeah, I don't think he's with the Dodgers.
So,
anymore.
Kyle, what was your top 5?
So top 5. So I got Sammy Sosa at 5, A-Rod at 4, Roger Clemens at 3, Barry Bonds at 2, and the Bash Brothers at 1. I cheated on 1, but
That's fine.
I'll go next because y'all are the next 3 will be big baseball guys, so I'll get mine out of the way and let y'all do y'all's thing because I know y'all have been wanting to do this one for sure. My number 5 is, not really known for the era, but he was actually one of my favorite players growing up. Was Pudge, Von Rodriguez.
He did steroids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't know that.
Allegedly.
So that means he's the only
Senior
Hall of
report.
Famer that is known to be using steroids.
And he was the ones like he was about to retire, and all of a sudden it started coming out that he was.
So that he is the only confirmed steroid user in the Hall of Fame then.
Pudge, man.
No.
There's got to be someone.
He's not confirmed. Piazza was rumored, I know.
Piazza definitely did.
Yeah.
He never
Pudge
got
was
suspended or nothing.
implicated in Canseco's book.
Pudge had like a 100-game suspension, I believe.
He was never
Yeah.
been. He never
was-
tested. Never
Yeah, Pudge was out for like a year.
accused other than
Canseco.
Canseco. And you take that with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
Oh, crap. Before we go too far into this, the Jazz and Knicks have started discussions on the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Ooh,
Whoa.
We're going to talk basketball soon. this weekend.
wow! You saw who Denver signed.
Who are they going to give up for him?
Everything they got.
RJ?
They should.
Wow.
Donovan's twice the player he'll ever be.
No doubt. That's wow. That would be big.
RJ'd have to go to Don, Utah.
All right, so next, number 4.
Number 4, I didn't really think nobody else would have him, but Kyle obviously did. Would be Roger Clemens. Because everybody thinks this, you think of hitters.
You think
and
of
stuff.
baseball and home
But
run.
I think of Roger. I grew up watching them all, and when he just every year you get 40 years old, and you're like, okay, he's got to be getting done, and then you just keep
Still throwing upper 90s.
Yeah, that's right. And get people out. So he's 4. 3, the Big Mac himself, Mark McGuire. Yet again, I grew up in the era, Kyle. That's all we grew up watching, man. It was
It's like a bodybuilder at bat.
It was, absolutely. And it's just, the bat looked so small in his head, man.
How long did he play? What was his years?
From 84 to early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize that.
Well,
I didn't realize he was that early.
Yeah, well, because he was small and wasn't that
He
good.
debuted in 86 and last appearance was 2001.
And he got on that juice and started just...
So only 15 years? Wow.
Like I said, when he fell apart, he fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him, or I remember
Who's he
kind of more of
coaching
his
with
Cardinals career.
Number 2, Barry Bonds. I think he's one of the best to do it, even with steroids or not.
Yeah.
He's
It's hard not to have him
It's-
as like a top 3 player all time.
exactly. And he
Now I could understand putting 1 or 2 people over him just because of
because
steroids.
of maybe the steroids, but he was. It's unbelievable how good he was, and I'm telling you, all I can remember is him hitting the homers out and the cup with
One of
cup
like
of
the
Coke.
first,
Yeah,
one of like the first baseball memories I remember is him breaking the record.
Yeah,
I remember watching
Late
that.
at night because of the West Coast.
Yeah, and every time
it was like a family event.
I feel like every
come
time he
watch this.
stepped up, it was an event when he got to the plate.
Yeah,
and you think, and he never disappoints you. He always would come through and hit it. And I know steroids get you the strength, but the hand-eye coordination. Like you
And
said,
to hit a ball as hard as you can on a swing.
Yeah,
and to make contact with it is.
You
is
have
incredible.
like less than a second to react and be like, "Yeah, I'm swinging at this."
That's right. Yeah.
And like I said, besides hitting a golf ball straight, that's the hardest thing to do in my opinion.
Yeah. And number 1's, like I said, my all-time favorite player, Sammy Sosa.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching.
You watched a lot of WGN growing
I
up?
watched all of the WGN.
I was watching the Braves on TBS. You were watching the
Mark Grace at first.
Yeah.
Kerry Wood pitching.
Yeah.
Mark Fryer. That was my team.
Andre Dawson.
Who?
That was way back.
Ryan Sandberg. See, Chase grew up watching Ryan Sandberg. That's his favorite baseball player of all time.
Dude,
He was a good fellow.
He was a good white fellow.
I had a Cubs hat, same as such a jersey. Used to wear it all the time.
Yeah, and I think around here you didn't have a whole lot of options. You were
No.
the Braves,
Yeah.
Cubs,
That's
or
it. That's right.
Rangers or
That's
Astros.
still what you see a lot of now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still
Even
want
with
You
the
had a
younger
few. You had a few
generation.
Cardinals.
my
fans
bucket
that
list.
got
I
that.
also want to go Wrigley Field. Like I still want to make that.
Oh,
I
God,
wanted to hit one over
Take
the
me with
Ivy.
you.
I know. I know.
We've been to Fenway. We've done a tour, and God, it's just insane.
I want to stand.
wanna
You
go
know
to
you're
Fenway.
walking on hollowed ground.
But I want to
It's
go to a
crazy.
game there so bad. That's probably
Yeah.
like my number one sports thing ever. Is to go to there.
So, yep, that'd be my Pudge, Roger Clemens, McGuire, Bonds, and Sosa.
Yeah, good list.
So who wants to go next?
I think we need to go with a young buck.
All right.
Let's hear these new guys.
All right. So I definitely went different. Number 5, we're going with Jerry Mejia.
Yeah. Mets pitcher.
He got suspended 3 times, permanently banned from the NFL.
He's
from the MLB.
Besides Shoeless Joe and all those Black Sox players and Pete Rose, he's like one of the very few people to be banned by the MLB.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect the hustle if you do steroids so much that you just get banned. From the
Yes.
What year did he get?
It's like 2011.
Like he should be in the MLB now, probably.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty young, I believe. But yeah, I mean, you're a pitcher and you use steroids so much. 3 times you get suspended for it, and you're already a top prospect before you even do it. Like I don't understand really what he did, but crap. Yeah, he's 32 years old. He's pitching in like the Dominican or something right now.
Still doing steroids, probably.
Let's gotta go for the pod.
No doubt.
Yeah, insane. Yeah,
That's a good pick.
80 game suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see how it went.
I think it goes 80, 162, then permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was
Yeah.
50, 100, and now
they've changed it up.
80.
Yeah, he's been out since 2016.
Did he go play in Mexico anywhere? Japan?
He's in the Mexican League right now.
Oh, there he was.
He just got released. No, he just signed June 7th with the Cerro Perros de Satelio.
Whatever that
Hey,
means.
I think
dude's
Ty
a
told me the
slinger,
other
man.
night he took a bet on them. He was feeling good about them.
That's
dude
where Kenny
could-
Powers pitched.
Exactly.
Yeah. Heck
You're
yeah.
freaking out.
He's actually reinstated. I did not know that. And he
That
was
must
with the
have been
Red
recent.
Sox in 2019 on a minor league deal.
He must have appealed it and won the appeal
He
somehow.
played AA ball and was 2 for 8 with 8 saves and a 6.02 ERA. So not good. But yeah, 3 suspensions with steroids, and that's just awesome. Number 4, Bartolo Colon.
What?
That body did steroids?
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, if anyone should be allowed to do steroids, it's Bartolo.
I should never look to the weight loss.
5'11", 285 pounds. And he's the peak male body.
Hey, man. Him and Vogelbach.
He pitched 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Forever.
He pitched well for the Braves one year.
Heck yeah, he was like an all-star at the age of 39.
Hit a home run.
Hit a home run. One of the craziest things ever.
Against the Padres.
Yeah, Bartolo, you don't really hear about him doing steroids. But
So you got 2 pitchers.
yeah, just because they're fun. And it
unbeaten
didn't really help either of them. One of them just got kicked out of the league, and the other one
I got 3.
he just kept pitching. Number 3, Alex Rodriguez. He's he's the guy that made steroids a thing to me because I'm younger. I remember that whole biogenesis scandal and all of that going down. Yeah, I mean that was
big.
all over
Yeah.
ESPN.
Yeah.
I remember the old ESPN with the side with play-by-play of what's going on, and I remember the whole list of guys.
It was
just
weird because that went down when they were playing.
Yeah.
With Big Mac and Sammy Sosa, we didn't give a
Post-career.
crap.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I remember
They didn't
just
ruin
seeing the
nothing for
list of just guys at big names, and you're just like, wow.
I mean, we were
Andy
following
Pettit.
a court case. You know,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
And I think he got the
I could still
162
see.
down.
Yeah, I could still see Rafael Palmeiro sitting on the stand talking. You know,
Yeah.
sweating.
No, A-Rod never got 162 games.
He did.
He got 162.
He missed like a
games.
whole season. Yeah, like
I did not
2014,
know that.
2013.
Well,
Yeah, he missed a whole season.
Wow.
And then he came back and played like 2 years maybe.
What's that report say, Bill?
211 games. A-Rod got.
I think that was his initial, and then they dropped it to 162 because what the crap is 211.
Where does that come from?
What is that in baseball? Yeah, it's like a year and 2 months. Yeah,
Ryan Braun got 101 games.
Ryan Braun.
Let's not talk about Ryan Braun. That was my mic drop, man. I'm gonna get heated over that.
Bill ruined it with his studio.
Dang it, Bill.
His list over here.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, I'm gonna go Manny Ramirez.
Okay.
Because I mean, you're so good at baseball that the MLB plants fake tests to get you out of the game for a little bit. He never did steroids. They got him out of it for twice. I believe it was 50 games the first time.
I mean, I will admit, his body has never changed.
No, I mean,
it never did.
He was smaller when he was young in the league.
Yeah,
but I mean, everybody
the second time they gave him 100 games.
I was smaller too in high school. I mean, it happens. It just happens.
They gave him 100 games the second time. He said, "Screw y'all, I'm quitting. I'm just going to go play wherever I want, Japan, be an international superstar."
I think you left to be a pirate.
Wait, what'd you say?
He always looked like a pirate to me.
Oh! I thought you meant like the team. I was like, I don't think so.
Depp kind of pirate?
Maybe. He had the look.
Top 5 right-handed hitter ever.
That's correct.
Yeah, you can take off of them stupid guys that played like underhand toss in like the 40s.
Whoa, now.
Manny Ramirez is better than Rogers Hornsby. Like, I don't care about that.
And Hannes Wagner.
Yeah, Manny would kill them.
Cy Young.
Literally.
Also should be a Hall of Famer. I wore a shirt in protest when we went to Cooperstown in, 2018?
Yeah.
Many people thumbs up to me.
They did. He got a lot of love.
Yeah, I was just walking down the street with a Manny Ramirez for Hall of Fame.
You should have wore Pete Rose.
Well, no, I was there for Chipper, man.
Yeah.
I had the Chipper
You knew
shirt.
Chipper was going to make it.
Yeah, well, I was there to watch him the speech.
Yeah, he was there for the speech.
I was up there to cry.
I was just there with a Manny shirt on. I'm surprised they let me in the doors.
There wasn't even a Red Sox guy getting inducted. And, people were worshiping him. Because you have to park, God knows how far. We got dropped off.
You walk like 2 miles.
And we had to walk like 2 miles to this place because it's in the middle of
It's in a pasture.
And we're
People
walking
just sit in
this
lawn chairs.
long
Carrying a lawn chair.
Carrying lawn chairs, yeah. And these people are just like, oh, yeah, shout out Manny. I love Manny, too. They loved him.
Manny being Manny, baby.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, how good do you have to be to just get fake tests planted on you? That's so insane.
Maybe it was the Yankees.
And Manny, he's the guy that made me fall in love with baseball, if y'all haven't noticed yet. Yeah. Him and Big Papi, Big Papi did not do it. I don't care what y'all say.
I was a fan.
He's on those lists.
There's a list that came out, and it has like 15 Red Sox players. I think Nomar was on there.
Johnny Damon, probably.
Johnny was.
Yeah, Bill took this list out.
You can look at Johnny Damon's.
They're like the Astros or the Yankees. Man, they're not that
something.
bad. Number 1's Barry.
Yeah.
Best baseball player ever, I think. I really think it's hard to debate it. His stats are just insane.
I would have loved to seen his career without the juice because he was so freaking good without it.
He wouldn't have hit that many home runs, but he'd been the
God.
I don't think it even changes that much.
He would have had less home runs, but man,
he might be at
his
6.
batting.
He'd been the low
his
6s.
His batting average was so good, though.
Which it would have been insane.
He was such a pure hitter.
I think he would have kept that speed aspect.
Yeah, he would have kept the speed. I mean, I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm hoping Ronald Acuna turns into.
Steroid user?
But see, without the juice though, does he fall apart like Griffey did?
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know. I would love to see that.
Also, one of the coolest things, he wore a freaking earring.
He sure did. It was a time that people did not do
Diamond
that.
Cross earring. How's that even allowed?
Well, you can wear earrings nowadays, but you didn't see that back then.
You don't see nobody wearing dangles nowadays, do you? I can't think of anyone.
Barry Bonds did.
Barry did. That's it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But still, people wearing earrings again.
Acuna would wear an earring if he could.
Marcelo Ozuna does wear an earring. He wears 2 in his right ear. Yes.
Really?
He has the one that the girls have up top. No offense, Marcelo. He'll kill me like he tried to kill his wife.
Hey, the one in his ear. That was a fake report. Yeah. Fake report. That's about as fake as Manny's DBS test. Yeah.
Yeah, you can wear earrings now, man.
I did not know that.
Watch Marcel next time.
I guess it's just, I don't know.
I mean,
that
earring,
the left ear without the flap, and it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of like when you.
And it was dangling when he was shaking his arm.
Uh-huh. You know? It was out there.
So yeah, that's my top 5. Jerry Mejia, Bartolo Colon, Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez,
falsely,
Barry Bonds. Yeah, I mean we're talking about guys that are accused, not that did it. So. Yeah. All right, Bill or Chance?
I'll go next since you already stole my thunder on one. But start with number 5. This is going to be weirdly the guy that I think of immediately when I hear steroids, and it's Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck
I don't
Knobloch.
know. When I hear steroids, I think about Chuck Knobloch
Yeah.
because he just looks so ridiculous playing second.
I forgot about that.
And I didn't get to really watch him play, but I remember playing with him in video games and like just learning about like how horrible.
I've got no idea who that is.
You know who Chuck Knobloch is? Played for the Yankees.
Clay.
Dude, he's the guy that people talk about that had the absolute yips.
How do you spell it?
K-N-O.
Pull, just look up his batting stance.
Yeah, Bill has the report. Yeah.
He can do a cameo for you now. That's what he looks like.
Pull up the a video. Pull up a video for his.
Never heard of this guy in my life.
He was specifically named in the Mitchell report, too.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the lead guys.
Yeah.
He couldn't throw the ball from second base to first base. He had the yips. He had the yips before the yips were a thing. Like, whenever Tyler Matzik was going through his yip process, people were talking about how Chuck Knobloch could not throw from second base to first base.
And the steroids got him over that?
No, he still couldn't do it. But he thought it was going to make him hit better.
I mean, that would have been a great reason to take steroids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've never heard that guy in my life.
Yeah, weirdly enough, that's just the guy I think of. Like when Kyle sent us in the group message the other day, he said, let's do steroid users. And I immediately thought Chuck Knobloch.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't think about
it. 02, so I guess that makes me feel better about not knowing.
I remember playing with him on the Nintendo DS, not Nintendo DS, the Game Boy game, the baseball game we had on there. It had like Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, all of them. It was like one of the last games.
I think about is that bat. How he held it up just awkwardly.
I don't know why. I think of Chuck Knobloch. So,
domestic violence charges.
Did he win a World Series with?
He was probably part of the three-peat.
He won.
I think he won.
He won 4 World Series, 1 with the Twins and 3 with the Yankees.
Yeah, he was part of the
Both
three-peat.
the Rangers too.
He beat the
Royals.
He beat the Braves, didn't he?
Royals.
With the
Royals, okay.
Yeah.
So, moving on to number 4, a guy that was brought up earlier by Bill, Ryan Braun. I despise Ryan Braun because Ryan Braun won the MVP in like 2011. And this was when the Brewers, when I talked about J.J. Hardy earlier, they were like America's team, kind of. I'm not going to lie. Like CeCe Sabathia, Zach Greinke. Prince Fielder. And then you had Ryan Braun playing in the outfield. And he won the MVP that year. And he was like so publicly against steroid users, PEDs, HGH, all that stuff. 2 years later, he gets popped with it. And it was just like a screw you moment for me because like he's talked so much about how he was so against and how he does things the right way. He kept saying he was a clean baseball player. And then I still remember him, the press conference he had, it was like on one of the foul lines down in left field or right field talking about how he made a mistake and all that stuff. I'm thinking, dude, you were so anti-steroids and PEDs 2 years ago, and then you get popped for it 2 years later. Like, screw you, you're a scumbag. That's just how it is.
Marcel only wears like little dot earrings.
Those earrings.
Yeah,
those
but
studs.
it's not. The freaking dangle from Barry was a icon. Like,
dudes don't wear those no more. So
he also rocked it with a turtleneck.
Yeah, he wore the mock neck like Chipper wore.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
Yeah,
I used to wear a mock neck when we had the jerseys like over. I would wear a mock neck under because of those cats at that time.
So yeah,
that was cool.
Shout out Ryan Braun for being an absolute piece of garbage.
So that was your 4.
So that's that.
Who's
number
3?
4. 3, Mark McGuire, because like everything's everybody said.
Yeah.
You got to think about him. Then Sammy Sosa, number 2. Barry Bonds, number 1. Barry Bonds, the second greatest baseball player of all time, behind Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron's the only one better. He did everything without steroids.
Allegedly, he probably took like some horse tranquilizers or some crap back then.
No, he was too busy worried about not getting.
Oh, Bill's gonna give us a history lesson over here.
Sure. I'll jump off the top of this house if this thing's gonna report. Okay, but that's my list. Like I said, top 3, like everybody else had already said, but I thought Ryan Braun would be a nice little touch, and nobody else really would have thought of.
I actually forgot about all that.
And then Chuck Knobloch. So
I'm glad we just informed Clay who that was.
No idea who that is.
Unbelievable, Clay.
I found a picture of
I'm thinking about him and Ken Caminetti, who didn't do nothing wrong.
That's it. That's how he owed it right
Filthy.
there. I'm telling you, man.
Did you show Clay that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like the reverse Julio Franco.
I looked up, did Hank Aaron use steroids? And it took me to some website, and they were like, no, he took speed.
So he just took a drug. That's okay. It didn't enhance his performance. So Bill finishes
back
off.
when he was playing. There's probably still cocaine.
He took amphetamines to boost his performance when he played.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He's probably a nerd pill because he's getting death threats.
Let me get into that. Okay, so this whole drug thing in baseball has been going on a long time.
There we go.
Okay, and y'all ever heard of greenies?
Like the dog
It's
treats?
amphetamines. No, it's amphetamines, and it's widely believed that when all the guys came back from World War II, you know, the guys in the military, I mean, the soldiers, they would
I feel like I'm sitting around a fire
used to stay
listening to
awake.
history with Bill here.
So, I mean, they took these to stay awake. And I mean, Ted Williams was one. He did it when he was in the military, brought it back, started using it, you know, pepped him up.
Speaking of that, like even in going back to our movie draft, The Sandlot, when they do the chewing tobacco scene, they're like, "Chaw, the big chief gives you tons of energy. All the big leaguers do it."
Great question about Hank Aaron and greenies.
But there you go.
This person said during the 60s, we were all popping steroids like it was candy, stuff that you wouldn't give horses. This is the guy that played in the pros.
Willie Mays.
He's lying.
Willie Mays.
He's jealous.
Very well known for it. Willie Stargell for the Pirates. I mean, it went on for a long time. And then
Not Hank.
in the 80s, early 80s, when you had the big cocaine trial. A lot of cocaine guys.
Daryl Strawberry did enough cocaine
Don Gooden.
to kill.
That. So the 80s and early 90s was part of that. And then the steroids. But, I mean, this has been happening.
Daryl Strawberry was doing crack, though, wasn't he?
He was probably making crack.
He was doing it in the locker room.
Yeah. So
Hank was doing speed. So
you got to go back, a long way to, and that's why I can't stand seeing them be so critical of these guys.
But
Mark McGwire, because
I know guys, like I see guys all the time who do methamphetamines in my line of work, and they're not hitting a baseball like that.
Well, yeah,
no.
These are different.
Yeah, I don't know how much methamphetamines really help your performance.
But,
maybe pep you up on a road trip or something,
But even back in
steroids
the Babe Ruth
changes
era,
your
these
biology.
guys were
The Babe
boozed
Ruth era.
up. They were boozed up.
Yeah.
I mean, Babe Ruth did it on hot dogs and women
And cigars.
One quote I saw, it said, back in the
MJ did
40s and
cigars.
50s, it was play hard, drink hard. That was the players' motto.
And you tell me those guys are better than Manny Ramirez? No.
Some of them were.
No. Put them in
So
30.
anyway, let me actually get to my list.
Yes. Thanks
All
for the
right.
history lesson.
Honorable mention.
Hank Aaron.
Ted Williams.
Honorable mention, Alex Sanchez, played for the Devil Rays. April 3rd, 2005, he was the first player suspended for PEDs
Okay.
in the history of
nice.
Major League
Good for
Baseball.
him.
So, shout
He was
out
a
to him.
trailblazer.
Jerry Mejia, that's his
I
hero.
have no idea
Broke
where
the
you
ice.
are. And his suspension was for 10 days.
Hey, we might be able to get him on the pod.
Waited, just
What else
flushed out
did
the
he do it,
system.
Not even games, 10 days. Rafael Palmeiro got a 10-day suspension that time, too.
Ooh.
All right, that brings us to the list.
I would have done him every day.
list.
Number 5, pitcher named Kevin Brown.
What?
Didn't necessarily, he denied that he took steroids and all,
Of
but
course, Al do.
he got pissed off when they were
Played for the
playing the
Padres,
Yankees,
right?
and he punched the wall, broke his hand. Right-handed pitcher punches the wall.
He's
with
not
his
the last
right
guy to
hand.
do that either.
I'm
Yeah.
going to ask Wascari Noah.
He was
And
just
Devin Williams.
Yep.
This was in 03 too, so I love that story. Number 4, Brady Anderson. You remember Brady Anderson? Played for the
No.
Orioles.
Yeah.
Am I going to know a person on this
He
list?
never
No, you did a
he
chunk.
never hit more than 21 home runs in his career. In 96, he hits 50. And then from 96 on, he never hit more than 24.
Bill, he had good eye surgery all season.
There's your boy.
They see him?
That's your boy.
Oh, wow.
That is hilarious.
So,
He had an eye procedure
I
done.
don't want to point any fingers, but yeah, he had LASIK
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
back in 96.
That's
So
hilarious.
anyway, he comes in at number 4.
Holy cow.
The other ones are more personal to me. Number 3, Ken Caminetti. Played third base for the Astros
I know
in
that
the
name.
late 90s, and he was a beast. But he He died of a heart attack in his hotel room. Most likely from steroids. But
so is he the start of the Astros cheating?
Him and Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah, well, Nolan Ryan.
He was heavily alleged to have done it.
Nolan Ryan had to have done something.
Can I go back to your last pick though? I just want to read off his home runs. Brady Anderson.
I
remember him from the 90s. So 21. Okay, let's just go for the beginning. 1, 0, 1, 4, 3, 2, and these are in consecutive years. 21. He popped a little. 13 fell off. 12, 16. 50.
What's
the Orioles?
Greatest.
They had the short portion left.
Yeah, they just fixed that this year too. So.
There was a pitcher. Starting the M.
He went 1, 4, and 0.
Millwood,
Messina,
Kevin Millwood,
Mike Messina.
Because
he and Brady Anderson were on cover Sports Illustrated together.
Yeah.
And then what did he do after the 50?
He had a couple more 20s.
23.
Let's see.
Still in the system.
7.
Austin Riley has it before the All-Star break this year.
50.
18, 24, 19, 8, and 1. So
never got over 20.
Did he win the MVP or something that year?
He was he was a 3-time All-Star in 92. When I think that's when he broke out and hit 21. His 50 year in 96 and then 97.
That is hilarious.
Great transformation.
Yeah.
He should be number 1. Okay.
Was
he confirmed to have done it? Or was that just
in the report?
Oh, no, because this was in 96. I mean, I don't even think
you just think he did it?
He had to.
He had 50 home runs.
Maybe I should have said allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what Manny's on.
He was not suspended.
He was on the list, though.
Yeah, he was on.
Was he name dropped by Jose Canseco or something?
I didn't even see him on the Canseco thing. But I'll have to.
He wasn't on his radar.
Remember that stat off the top of your head today?
Okay, I don't remember that. It was in a different article that I was. But I remember the whole.
The wind was just blowing good in Baltimore that year or something.
I guess so. So number 2. I went Caminetti number 3. Number 2, Roger Clemens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Allegedly, I still haven't. He never tested positive for steroids. He was just
he was an HGH user.
He was just 44 and still just.
His head is massive.
And he was.
Dude's round.
His hat size went up. Yeah.
He was actually the most mentioned player in the Mitchell report. Just under David Ortiz.
David did not do it. No.
So then my number 1. This is a shout out to. Man, I hate a rat.
Andy Pettit? Jose
Canseco?
No. Well, yeah, Canseco, that's kind of funny because he was a doofus.
He was just kind of dumb.
Okay, so let's say, you and your boy, your teammates, you play for the
juicing
Yankees.
Together.
You're playing for the Yankees, you're like, hey, man, let's go down here. Let's play for your hometown. Yeah, hey, so Clemens takes his buddy. They go to Houston.
Bagwell?
No, it's freaking Andy Pettit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Andy Pettit from Baton Rouge,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So, they go down there and they pitch good. They go to an NLCS. They go to a World Series together. Then after that they decide, we're going to go back to the Yankees for a year. And then when all the crap comes out with the Mitchell report and all that, Andy Pettit denies he's seen it, and then he just caves and said, "Yeah, I stuck Clemens in the ass with a needle." Dude,
why'd you throw me under the bus?
Bro code,
nobody's even saying his name.
You were.
Why did they have to admit to anything? Why wouldn't they just say?
Oh, they didn't. You watch Palmeiro and his. He's like.
No, he sat on that stand.
Oh no,
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
and
honestly, why is it Congress's business anyway?
Exactly.
Why did it go before Congress? I can't even remember.
Because politicians are trash, and they like to waste our money.
And it's the national pastime, so America's got to stand up for this. So yeah, that's my number 1 spot goes to the Rat, Andy Pettit.
I still remember that press conference.
So yours is the most infamous.
I remember
Brett Anderson.
That personally hurt me worse
Hurt
than
your
any of
feelings,
them.
didn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean the Canseco, McGuire, Sosa.
Nobody cares. It's
I
fun.
hated Bonds just because I didn't like. Well, I hated
He was
Bonds.
Bonds was a
division.
good. He was a good villain.
He was
Well-
the Astros division.
But no, my Bonds hate goes way back when he played for the Pirates.
Back when he was skinny.
And look, and I was a huge Braves fan in the '90s. So I watched all those. They had the big battles with the Pirates and the Braves. So great. Did you ever watch any of those games? Go back and see those.
No.
I didn't know
The
they
Sid,
were playing really.
the Sid Bream scoring
Yeah, the
from
slide, yeah.
that was against the Pirates in the in LCS. So yeah, a lot of good history there. But yeah,
We
you
used
know
to.
Andy Pettit.
We used to talk about that was an insult back in the day when I was in high school. We'd be like, bro, you got a Barry Bonds head because his head grew so many sizes. You know? They said he wore like an 8.5 or something, and that's big.
Yeah, he had 6 3/4 when he played for Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and then went to 8.5 when he
Yeah.
got to. And his shoe. I mean, what
Grown man.
adult man's foot grows like 6 shoe sizes? I mean,
That's crazy.
and I don't know if big feet help you hit a baseball better. But
Probably not.
I
Any
mean-
other mentionable people?
One guy that I always liked when he was with the A's, and then he went to the Yankees or whatever, Jason
Giambi. I had him on my
Giambi was
list.
on the list.
Giambi's.
Robinson Cano is like the most recent guy
Yeah.
to get. He got 162
Yeah,
games.
he's a multi guy.
Probably one of my favorite swings, Gary Sheffield.
Gary Sheffield, yeah.
Yeah.
David Justice,
Miguel Tejada.
Justice, really?
David Justice did?
Yes.
Mo Vaughn.
Yeah.
I forget about Mo Vaughn.
Uh-huh.
Justice
I
did
love him.
steroids?
Hank Aaron.
Oh, move on, man.
Well,
Allegedly? I wouldn't have known that.
I didn't know.
Did he
was
do
on
it at
that.
the end of his career?
let me see if he
He
actually
had a
got
lot of injuries toward the
suspended.
end.
Nelson Cruz.
I knew Nelson Cruz.
He was named in the David Justice was named in the Mitchell report because he was named as buying HGH from the guy for the Mets, the trainer for the Mets that was selling to everybody.
Yeah.
From Balco or whatever.
He bought from.
So,
He was named.
what was, and you know, HGH is one thing, steroids is another, but what's so interesting to me about the 90s is you can look back and you can think about hitters at that time and look at Chipper Jones against Big Mac and Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that, honestly, and I'm not trying to be a homer with Chipper, but like that makes me respect the guy that much more.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious, like, he has a natural, you know, athlete body.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the guys were like bodybuilders. It was nuts.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Absolutely.
But the 90s was kind of a time of like excess and like, you know, dudes walking around jacked up like that. So, I don't know.
Juan Gonzalez was the other one I had. on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He was a
For
good
the
one.
Rangers.
He won a World Series with the Diamondbacks, didn't he?
That was
That's
Luis.
Luis.
Oh, yeah, that's
Luis
right.
Gonzalez,
That's right.
I watched that film the other day too. I don't know why.
But yeah, Gonzalez was one that had hit one home run for 27, 43, 46,
You don't remember
19, 27.
He played.
He
did
picked on up later on. But,
So he was with the Rangers. He played with Franco.
well,
back
he was
in
on
the
the
day.
team with Rafael
Julio
Romero and
He was on the Rangers way back then. I didn't know that.
Julio Franco.
was A-Rod
Yeah.
a Ranger then?
Who? A-Rod, probably.
I think
around
Palmero
They
and
were probably
A-Rod
all.
were
They were
both
probably all. Yeah.
sticking each other in the butt.
Yeah.
Man, who are these?
Sharing
Who
needles.
are these drug dealers like making all that money off these cats back then?
Who just had the sack to even try it, you know? I wonder who like the first baseball player was. Like, give me
Steroids?
the needle. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Give me that needle.
I want to know what their testosterone levels actually were. That would be interesting to me.
I think that's all Manny had. His T was just too high.
He had high T.
Yeah, they just
High
said
T.
it has to be something.
Came from that pirate beard and
Yeah,
Brady had going on.
Manny being Manny. All right, guys. Well,
Captain Crunch. You like Captain
this
Crunch?
might be a 3-hour episode. We're going to see once I cut a couple minutes out. That
Oh my God.
we have crossed the 3-hour mark. I think I've got our leak break that we had over
Yeah, that's
there.
like 2 minutes.
We went far too long on LSU football again.
I don't think
Well, it's
it's even
over.
an hour.
Sorry, it's over now.
We did near an hour on steroids.
And y'all wanted to do a draft.
We are doing the LSU draft next.
Oh,
I think
Guys.
that'd be fun. Get us
That'd
into
be
the
awesome.
But Peyton, what time can everybody wake up this next morning?
Hey, well, if you have
Watch
Peacock,
golf.
you can watch it at 1 o'clock this morning.
And so
which
probably
is
1
about
o'clock Friday. as well.
2 hours from now.
I'll be up.
They could probably do that Friday.
Let's just stay around and watch.
Thursday and Friday. Same.
Bill, I got to work tomorrow.
Let's keep the pod going.
Yeah.
Let's do that LSU draft.
I don't have any
Let me
greenies.
tell you, I'm not going to stay tonight. I'm staying up watching it. I'm ready.
He's going to get some of these greenies. And some of this
Hey, they sell them at Circle K by the cash register.
by the Yellow Jackets.
White T-shirts?
White T-shirts and greenies.
No, but you can buy a white T-shirt down by Pizza Hut. I saw a
speaking of
at the Chevron?
hey,
They sell white T-shirts
I think
there?
you need to go to Japan, Bill.
What?
When I heard this, I thought of Bill. They have vending machines over there with used panties.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
What about that? I don't know, Bill. You and your vending machines.
That'd be a fun one to try out, right?
We were in Vegas this summer for Clay's birthday. There was a cake vending machine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Wow.
Or how about that corn vending machine in Rayville?
Yeah.
My favorite one is we had one in New York. It was a orange juice machine. They would make the orange juice with fresh oranges, and it'd go into a cup. I bought orange juice.
That was Los Angeles.
No, it was New York.
It was? Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's outside that Ruby Tuesdays at a mall.
Oh, you jet setters.
No, we drove.
No, we were in Vegas.
All right, guys.
Great podcast.
I think next we're doing LSU mega episode.
I cannot wait.
We're still recording?
Yeah.
The panty thing is on there.
Guys, I got to get home and watch British
Well, if anyone goes
Hey, that's a
3 hours on
shower.
this, they deserve all that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, as usual, thanks for listening, people.
Go Tigers.
Yep. Chop on.
Who dat?
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.